little brown coop. I'm so proud what I got. I'm so proud what I got. Oh, it pleases me to brag about, so don't put me down. I must tell you of my car that's metallic brown. It has a hole in the trunk and a dent in the door, and you can see the road through the hole in the floor. It's my little brown coupe.
All right.
I'm so proud what I got. I'm so proud what I got. It's an 82 Corolla with one headlight. So when it gets dark, I get to use my bright. When something breaks down, no, it's not hard to fix, 'cause duct tape and baling wire does the trick. It's my little brown coupe.
Yes.
I'm so proud what I got. I'm so proud what I got. I never knew how to drive a car before, but they handed me the keys when I got to shore. And if that ain't enough to make you really flip, there's one more thing. I got no brakes. Sorry, it fills up with water on a rainy day, but the tape on the window seems to work okay. The front wheels start to shake when I try to steer, and I can't get it out of second gear. It's my little brown coupe. I'm so proud what I got. I'm so proud what I got.
Absolutely.
It's my little brown coupe. I'm so proud what I got.
10:19 at 560 WQAM. I think I'm going to survive this scratchy throat again. This allergies, weather change, the whole deal. I think I'm dodging a bullet again, you know? How do I do that? How does a fat old slob like me...
Good karma.
Is that what it is? Maybe it must be good genes, huh? Isn't that really sad that God, like, it's like the luck of the draw. If you're born and you have good genes, then you might live a long time, even if you're like a slob and you never exercise, you eat all kinds of crap. But if you have the good genes, you might just dodge your old bullet. And if you have bad genes, all you're going to be doing is saying,
I'm dying over here.
Prematurely. Anyway, I don't think we have time. Since we've only got 4 more days of this half-assed, we don't know when we start kind of deal going on.
What are you talking about?
Aren't you shocked? And again, we don't listen, so I have no idea whether he had any comment or any call about it. But it's on the front page of the Sun Sentinel, Tom Jicka. And by the way, Tom, yesterday I said some good things about you, but don't get too carried away, because today I got he makes it sound as though I had something to do with this decision of yanking Stern off at QAM.
What are you talking about?
We'll get to it. No, I'm not going to postpone the thing to 11. I'll just, at 11 o'clock, we'll just reprise some of this stuff.
Do it twice.
Yeah, we'll just do it twice. Kill twice as much time that way.
Do it twice, you have to say happy
Here's
much.
the poll result from yesterday, which if I do this now, it enables us to get into the new poll. Because we need to do that right now, because now the Stern people, some of them are still listening. They haven't gotten to the radio yet to turn it off. And I'm sure some of them will be pissed off, and some will blame me. Oh, we know that you were complaining and whining. Yeah, right. I had, absolutely nothing to do with it. But if it makes you feel better to think that Neil had that kind of power, go right ahead. Because that's the general conception. Neil decides who's going to be on the air. Right. Absolutely. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. I was the one that decided Ron Hersey Highway was going to be on there. And, and my good, close personal friend. Although I think he'd fit in like a rubber glove 2 to 4. That's my suggestion. I want to, beat everybody to the punch, because we're going to have an open slot there, because Mad Dog's moving to 4 to 7. And the Humper, in case you haven't read the Sun Sentinel, Humper's going to be doing the mornings. He's going to be staggering in.
That was funny.
With blood sugar of about 600 at 6:30 in the morning. And that ought to be a real trip, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how that goes. So we'll take a poll on that, and then we got a poll on the movies, and we got all kinds of crap, which we'll repeat over and over again. So we'll do about a 5-minute show and just keep repeating it. How's that?
All right.
Here's the poll from yesterday, and then we'll wipe it off. We'll wipe the slate clean, okay? Wipe it like you were with that saran wrap in the tea room.
Oh, man.
With that wax paper.
Oh.
Maybe somebody at QM would like to go out and spend a couple of bucks to buy some real Charmin. See Mr. Whipple on the street corner there. Maybe you can get it wholesale instead of buying cut-right wax paper for people to wipe with. Yeah, that's what it is. Isn't that what the brand name is, Cut-Right?
It doesn't so much wipe as it relocates.
Right, just kind of smears it around. Anyway, what person, thing, business, or place can you least understand its popularity? Was our poll yesterday. Over 1,500 votes. That's not too bad. We're making a little bit of a comeback. At least we were for one day, and now they find out that Stern's departing. Oh, gee.
What?
He's not departing everywhere, just QAM. And Citadel evidently didn't put him back on the air either. He's pissing everybody off. Plus, I guess these people finally decided that maybe some people were right months ago when they said you'd have to be a lunatic in the South Florida market to put Stern on the air unless you want to lose your license. And they don't listen to people like that. I don't know who said that, but somebody I know. Anyway, George W. Bush, no secret, he won hands down. We can't understand it, although I can. Likes attract. There are millions and millions and millions of ignorant Americans, dumber than sawdust, is their middle name, but 438 votes for W. They just don't get it. Reality TV, 183. That was a very good choice. Dr. Phil, 149. Despised, reviled by this audience. Not as much as Phil Simms, but close. NASCAR, 99. Organized religion, only 91. I don't understand that. Why didn't that do better?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Although we do understand it because people are afraid of death. Like Madeline O'Hare used to say, religion without a hell isn't worth a damn. That was her favorite line.
Cute. Didn't help her, did it?
Isn't that great? Didn't help when they sliced her ass up, but nevertheless. Paris Hilton, 86. Dave Barry, 65. Oprah, 44. Fake boobs, 40. Pro wrestling, 34. NBA, 32. Michael Jackson, 27. McDonald's, 24. McDeath. Rush Limbaugh, 23. Donald Trump, 18. Jay Leno, 17. J-Lo, 16. Isn't that interesting how Jay Leno and J-Lo were like side by each? I kind of like that. Told you. Sports Talk, 15. Adam Sandler, 13. Jessica Simpson, 12. Walmart, 11. Paris, France, 11. Not to be confused with Paris Hilton. Quentin Tarantino, 11. Who's still busy smearing mayonnaise on his thing. Neil Simon, 11. Country Music, 10. Richie Simmons, 9. Letterman, 7. This crowd likes Letterman. Don't ask me why. I don't understand. I have no clue. Maybe once upon a time he was funny, but I guess I missed that show. Rascal House, 5. And South Carolina, 2. Rascal House, only 5. I don't think our crowd eats at the Rascal House, you know?
Oi!
No. So anyway, here's the poll. Now, we got Kylie Bax on the beaded curtain today. Yesterday, that was fantastic. Jenna Jameson, that was a good shot. Very modest by her standards, and that's the kind of quality material we want to present there because there might actually be some people under the age of 100 looking at it. Kylie Bax was born January 5, 1975 in Thames, New Zealand. Is that Thames or Thames?
I don't know. Spelled like the river?
Yeah, Thames. That makes her 29. Measurements, 34, 24, 35. And then it says show more. I wonder what they mean by that. Tennis Anyone, that isn't out yet. Well, how can that not be out yet? Well, it's coming out this year, I guess. Get Over It, Perfume, Boys and Girls, Jill the Ripper, We Married Margot, The Big Tease, and Stormcatcher. And let's see, she was on the Howard Stern Show about 850 times, The Late Show with Craig Kilborn, and that's basically it, is Kylie Bax. So there she is. Take a peek at her, if you like, and if not, that's okay, too. Well, I'm telling you, the scratchy throat may be an issue today. Yesterday it was not. I think I fared pretty well yesterday, although I do have my Hall's Mentholyptus.
Yeah, I got Vicks. I can't.
Lots and lots of them. I got Hall's up the ass. Right here. In fact, these are in the green
That's not
package.
where you're supposed to put them.
Well, when it is a problem, if you stand up real fast, they do tend to fall out. Cool Mint. They, see, it's like I told you about Chef Boyardee years ago. If you make like 75 different products, but it's all really the same stuff, just in different shapes, then you're going to sell a lot more. That's called great marketing. And it's the same with Hall's Mentholyptus. There used to be basically a couple. There was the plain, like pale-looking, colorless one.
Right, that just tasted like eucalyptus.
That tasted like crap, but was very soothing. And then there was also the red ones that left your tongue and your whole mouth all red and purple, and you looked like you were bleeding to death, the cherry. And now they got like thousands of them, zillions. Like this Cool Mint's pretty good. So if I sound a little fruitier than usual today, that'll be because I'm sucking on a Hall's Mentholyptus. 26 after 10. Now, I didn't give the new poll yet, right?
You did not.
Well, let's build a little suspense. Let's do this very short break, and then when we come back, we'll give the new poll, and we'll confabulate on it and see what they have to say. I don't see a lot of phones ringing yet, and that's probably because most of them aren't even aware that this is for real, is real.
But it is.
I guess he didn't talk about it this morning, the Sternmeister. Hey, resolve yourself to a better night's sleep in 2005 by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. Nothing has a bigger impact on your daily health, well-being, and productivity than a good night's sleep, and you can get one tonight from Dollar Mattress by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. If your mattress is more than 10 years old or it's noticeably saggy or lumpy, it's time for a new one. Choose from a complete line of the top names in the business. They got them all. They got Sealy, Serta, Simmons, King Coil, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns, and Bananas Foster, too. Dollar Mattress takes same-day orders all day long from Kendall to Stewart, from Palm Beach to Fort Myers, and you still get to pick that 2-hour delivery window when it's convenient for you when you want that mattress delivered, and guess what? They really show up. I've been using these folks for years, and they're on time 99.7% of the time. Dollar Mattress won the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch Award for Excellence, so if you want to waste time, gas, and money, go right ahead. Schlep to your bedding and department stores and get ripped off. Pay for their big overhead. If you want to make a really smart purchase and sleep like a baby for years to come with an unbeatable deal all the way around, just call Dial a Mattress. That one easy call will do it. 1-800-MATTRESS or log on to their website, mattress.com. Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES.
The Howard Stern Show. Neil Rogers, mornings and middays. And sports around the clock. 560 WQAM.
We're the flagship station. I know why my body's swaying. Already put one full case away. Well, that bouncer is now recommending I'm too messed up, he don't want me to stay. Well, I am drunk for sure, too many chords. I just hit the floor, don't give me more. And I'm wasted big time. I'm wasted big time. I got a horny feeling and fear is the reason that ugly girl is beautiful again. Whoa, it's my head. I'm dying over here.
10:31, 29 to 11. I screwed up, man. I made a bad mistake. I changed the poll twice.
You did. Eric put a thing in the chat thing about it.
Yeah. I don't know how I did that. I banged it twice, banged the drum slowly, but a little bit too fast. Anyway, so I don't know how we do that. Is he going to manually, can he do it manually?
He'll manipulate it manually.
Let him manipulate our poll manually, okay, and see how that works out. Because, there we go. It's back on. Nice work, Eric. That was fast. Now, here's the deal. Let me vote. Okay. What's your take on the Hank Goldberg replacing Stern on QAM deal? What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Stern on QAM? That will happen next Monday, by the way. Humper will be on 7 to 10. We'll be back to 10 to 2, the whole 4 hours. 2 to 4, we still have no idea. We also have no idea who's going to precede Hank, and it will not be Sporting News Radio, in spite of what Tom Jicker writes. And then Mad Dog 4 to 7. And then the usual nighttime, 0.5. And Eddie K at 10. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern on QAM? Now, evidently, nobody reads the Sun Sentinel or nobody's aware of this, or else they just don't care, because I would have thought that the phone would have been ringing off the hook, so maybe nobody called him about it. Maybe that's why you heard nothing about it. Maybe nobody bothered. Anyway, here are your choices. I'm pissed. I'm through with QAM. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil. I don't care. I don't listen before Neil anyway. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank/sports nerd fan. Or I'm thrilled Neil will be back to 10 to 2. Now, did I leave anything out?
Sounds like all of it.
There you go. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Stern on QAM, which happens Monday on a radio near you? I'm pissed. I'm through with QAM. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd fan. And I'm thrilled Neil will be back to 10 to 2. Those are your 5 great choices on our very important scientific poll. This story about the Roman Catholic Church in Orange County, California, allowing a gay couple to enroll their children in church. Well, I don't really care. We got too many important fish to fry today, you know? Mm-hmm. On another day, I might have wasted some time with it, especially since we had like 45 extra minutes to kill today. What is that all about, anyway?
That resolution.
Wait, but why did he do that? Is that to, like, shortchange the stations? Well, can I tell you a little now that he's going off the station anyway? I'll tell you a little story.
Okay.
True story. I know it from the inside. That when Stern announced that he was going to Sirius Radio back in October, the ego he has is so mammoth that he really believed that the 35 or 36 stations that carry a show, that each of the markets was going to participate in a farewell tour, and that he would do a show in each of those markets for a day or a week or whatever, you know, in Miami and wherever carried the show. And they would hold a ticker tape parade.
No.
Yes.
No.
That was my first reaction. Yes, he's wounded because of the fact he thought, as a tribute to him and what he's done for traditional terrestrial radio, the stations that he's screwing over, that he's stabbing in the back and leaving to go to Sirius and promoting the hell out of non-terrestrial radio, of satellite radio, that everybody would hold a ticker tape parade. And he's bitterly wounded over the fact that that's the scuttlebutt that I get from right from the horse's ass. Now, is that pretty embarrassing?
I'm speechless, but I am making an expression you should see.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't that something? I mean, it's one thing to have a big ego and just tons and tons of publicity and money to go along with it. That's fine. You know, I don't begrudge anybody that. But the big ego thing, really, that just gets to me. Governor of Baghdad assassinated. Let's get that out of the way right now, okay? Then we'll get to the important stuff like radio news. Baghdad Governor Ali al-Haidri has been shot dead in a roadside ambush in the Iraqi capital, the highest-profile assassination there since May. Attackers shot at his armored-plated car from different directions as his convoy drove through northern Baghdad. Violence has been escalating ahead of elections planned for the 30th of this month. In a separate incident, at least 10 people have been killed and about 60 others injured in a bomb blast at a police post in Baghdad. A suicide bomber rammed a fuel truck into a checkpoint near the Green Zone. The explosion shook the city, turned the immediate area into an inferno, says BBC correspondent Jim Muir in Baghdad. 8 policemen were said to have died in an attack near Special Iraqi Forces Command Post. And it just goes on and on and on.
Oh, we're fine.
And this morning they had Drew Lieberman there on CNN telling them, well, we have to have these elections. Right. Just a few thousand people that are like messing it up for 25 million Iraqi. Right. Sure. Okay, now I guess there's no point in putting this off, right? Should we get to the meat of the matter, or do you want to take a couple of calls from angry people? Well, what do you want to do?
Whatever, take some calls.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. I have no problem with getting Stern replaced, but putting Hank Goldberg on?
Yeah.
And back to sports. We got 790, you got 1400. I mean, put something entertaining.
You mean like Bob and Tom?
Whoever. Anyone but Hank. That guy's a bore fest, and he's ugly as hell.
Hank is like me. He's got a face and a body for radio, although he does do a lot of TV, though, and it doesn't seem to bother them. Last time I saw Hank was on ESPN. What game was that? Was it it was a game. What the hell game was that? Was it a week ago Sunday night, wasn't it, Josh?
I don't know.
A week ago Sunday night, I think would have been the Browns-Dolphin game, and you don't know?
Wait, he was on the sidelines, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't see him.
He was talking to Bonnie Schwartz-Goldstein, or whichever one of those they have on his side. Why do they have those broads there? First of all, most of them aren't even the slightest bit attractive. Bonnie Bernstein's got a nose like Cyrano de Bergerac.
She's not bad.
Get out. Oh, come on.
She's all right. She's not great, but I mean...
All right. If you're going to have somebody, put somebody hot on the sidelines, okay?
I agree. I think, If
you're going to have a bimbo on there who adds nothing to the... And she's always, I'll finish the story right after this play. We're just holding our breath waiting to get back to Bonnie and her big story about how Vinny Testaverde once squeezed her boob or something. Who cares? Anyway, here's the story. Goldberg takes over Stern's slot, written by Tom Jicken this morning's Sun Sentinel. It is one of the most amazing... I just can't even describe it. That Stern did the show this morning in New York, which was carried on this station, and this story is teased on the front page of the Sun Sentinel. It's not like it's in, one of those throwaway,
Right, like in the flyer?
Like, yeah, the weekly flyer or some tabloid
radio
that nobody reads. Right. It's in the Sun Sentinel, man, in an almost real newspaper. Goldberg takes over Stern's slot. And it says, Tom Jicken says, WQAM is dropping the hammer on Howard Stern. Isn't that cute? That's kind of cute. As of Monday, Stern Show will disappear from the sports station, 560 AM, replaced by a new program hosted by Hank Goldberg, who moves from afternoon drive. Unlike most morning drive programs, Goldberg will sign on at 7 a.m. Goldberg, a notorious night owl and club hopper and eater, said there's no way he could be up early enough to be on the air at the normal 6 a.m. starting time. Goldberg, who said he expects a hefty raise to become a slave of the alarm clock, added, there isn't enough money to get me to do a 6 a.m. program. That's what I told him, too. They offered me a lot of serious money to do that morning show, and I said, no, thank you. I'm an old fart. I'm not getting up at 4:30 in the morning to do your stupid morning show just because you broke it, Mr. Prevaricator. Look at this. Here's another voting option, according to a fax that says, Hank blows and I won't listen. It says, glad Stern is gone, but Hank really blows. Should we put that on there?
Why not?
Okay, Hank blows and I won't listen. All right. Well, see, they're surly. They're already piling on.
Hey, stupid!
That's our crowd.
Anyway, Tom Jicken continues. See, it's only Tuesday, and we have no idea what our schedule is for next Monday. This insanity continues on and on. That's why I was in such a hurry to get the deal done, because I just want the money, like I've told you. I don't care what else they do. If I come on at 1:45, if I come on at 12:45, at this point, now that I got the thing all secured and wrapped up, right?
Yeah.
See, people don't believe me about that. It is very rude to our audience, although I'm delighted to see that the Beasley people wanted to deal in a very honorable way with this whole situation. I wish they would have done that with me when they put him on in the first place. Goldberg's move will necessitate changes throughout the schedule. Jim Mandich is the logical choice to take over for Goldberg from 4 to 7 p.m., but this would necessitate coming up with a replacement for the former Dolphins' current 2 to 4 p.m. slot. I know who it is. Please, I'm telling you, it would be a lot of fun. Plus, they're paying him anyway, right?
Right, for the time being.
But don't you think that would be good?
I do. Certainly by elimination.
Cool. It says, however, this shift is far less important than afternoon drive. I don't agree with that. Far less. It is less important, but not far less. It's still an important piece of the puzzle. It's right in the middle of the daytime, Tom. And Mad Dog is throwing in a couple of... always had a couple of humongous numbers in those 2 to 4 hours, always.
Kept it going.
Right. QM in all likelihood will run the Sporting News Network overnight show as a lead-in to Goldberg. That's just plain wrong, Tom. Whoever told you that was telling lies. Not that we have anybody at QM that tells lies, but was just giving you crap. WQM General Manager, speaking of lies, Greg Reed declined to comment on the potential changes. Conversations are taking place, he said, but nothing has been finalized. Conversations are taking place. Oh, yeah. Replacing Stern with a program that ends at 10 a.m. would also... See, this is the part I don't like, Tom. I take back most of what I said about you yesterday being a nice guy, because it makes it sound like I had something to do with this. I had nothing to do with it. Purely, what it had to do with was the fact that, like, I've tried telling these people, and they wouldn't listen to me, the license becomes at risk when you start putting certain people on the air, in South Florida anyway, when you have the notorious FCC complainer living right in your midst, the unmentionable one. Replacing Stern with a program that ends at 10 a.m. would also appease Neil Rogers. The station's biggest generator of ratings and revenue has been vocal in expressing displeasure about having to start his program whenever Stern feels like ending his. Some days this is 11 a.m. or later. See, what you don't understand, Tom, is now that I got that new deal going, I couldn't give a crap less. But that's okay, because Tom just makes it up as he goes along. This is the second time in less than a year that Stern has been without an outlet in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale market. He was dropped by Big 105.9 FM in February in anticipation of the FCC crackdown on indecency after the Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction contretemps. Oh, look at that. Tom's starting to get like Maureen Dowd. He's using big words in there. WPBZ, The Buzz in Palm Beach, restored Stern to Palm Beach Market in July. The following month, WQAM announced it was picking up the syndicated program. A bad mistake. A very serious error in judgment. Stern shocked the industry in October, announcing he's abandoning the broadcast ban for Sirius satellite radio when his contract expires at the end of 2005. The fact that he'll be leaving less than a year undoubtedly was a factor in WQAM moving its move now, says Little Bald Tommy Jicken. So there it is. It's on the front page. Now, here's what Mancow Muller, is it Muller or Mueller? I have no idea how he pronounces his name. Muller?
Muller.
You sure?
Yes.
He came to Don Muller, who used to play for the Giants. That's Don Mueller.
Who?
How about Robert Mueller, the head of the FBI?
Like the pasta.
That's Mueller's.
Well, then Muller.
Is it Muller?
Yeah.
Mancow on Stern's move to satellite, he's lame. The New York Daily News reports that as Howard Stern prepares to jump to Sirius satellite radio, an old rival says Stern just isn't good enough to make a broadcast show work in the new anti-indecency climate. Chicago Morning Man, Mancow Muller, says of Stern, here's a guy who claims to be a great champion of free speech, and he threw in the towel for money. He can paint it any way he wants. The fact is, he gave up. He doesn't have what it takes to work in this world. Mancow adds that Stern lacks real creativity, saying that I think, are you a lesbian or are those real is an easy way out. I do think what he does is easy. Anyone can do it. Mueller says he's optimistic a new generation of talk hosts who are edgy without crossing indecency limits can keep broadcast radio as vital as ever. It's time for somebody new, he says of Stern. He's lame, says Mancow Muller in Chicago. How do you like that? And guess who was working with Mancow, our close personal friend? I'll give you one hint. Right. Now, is he still doing that?
No,
I guess not.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Is he?
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Who's had the most jobs in the last 5 years in this business? It's got to be Pharrell, doesn't it? Man, he sure moves around a little bit. Can't imagine why. Let's see. Here's I'll still listen to Stern. He's available on the Buzz. There's another one. Okay. Put that on the poll. I'll still listen to Stern on the Buzz. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, let's take a look and see how that poll is coming. Now, we are going to do a thing about the best movie of the year since everybody's doing that right now. I've only got about 400 names of movies, but we won't start with quite that many. Probably more like...
About 30, man.
Here's how the poll's coming so far. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Stern on QM? I haven't even looked over at this yet. Look at that! In 10 minutes, about 130 votes. That's shocking, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled. Neil will be back to 10 to 2, 47. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil, 24. I'm pissed. I'm through with QM, another 24. So let's see, that's 18.4%. We just kiss him goodbye. I don't care. I don't listen before Neil anyway, 21. And I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank Sports Nerd fan, 14. And we're adding a couple more, right?
We are.
Right, we are. Okay, so let's take 4,000 or 5,000 calls today and see what the audience... This is quite a staggering moment. And like I said, you would have thought that there would have been some comment about this. He spent a good part of his show, I'm told, yesterday, ripping Citadel Broadcasting for not putting him back on the air, for airing Opie and Anthony when he was on hiatus those last 2 weeks of the year on vacation. And then when he came back on yesterday live, they didn't put his show back on Citadel. So he spent the whole show, or a good part of it, bashing the crap out of them. I would have thought maybe tomorrow he'll be bashing the crap out of QAM and the Beasleys or something like that. You think?
Maybe.
I would think so. WQAM, hello.
Neil, they should definitely bring Defo in now.
There you go. There's an option we hadn't even considered.
To do what?
To work the 2 to 7 or 2 to 4 slot or something, because it's like you said about Defo one time. At least the guy talks about other things except Dolphins and Hurricanes football. He talks about boxing, and he talks about all kinds of sports.
Boxing?
Yeah.
Boxing.
There's a lot of good boxing matches coming on and stuff. Arturo Gotti, you can call him up and talk to him about just about any sporting.
I'd rather talk to John Gotti.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that poll too.
Do you think too that they're getting rid of Howard now, figuring that they're probably not going to have to pay him past June? Because they'll probably be off the air by June, because the Infinity's not going to let him spend the last 6 months of his contract talking about Sirius and everything.
No, I just think they're getting real nervous with the flack they're getting, the fallout from having the show on the air, even with all the dumps that they do and everything. He just hasn't cut back on the crap, and he doesn't understand. I don't know why he keeps doing it. I mean, what's the point?
Well, maybe, he's probably trying to get thrown off sooner so then he can go to Sirius.
I'll tell you one thing, he's doing a good job of that.
Yeah, at least here anyway.
We'll put, you're right, and in Citadel, those 6 markets, we'll put the Defo on there.
Good.
Thanks.
Bye.
I don't know where we're going to put him. On there. We'll do a poll on that. We've got all kinds of polls now.
We got
Who should do 5 to 7 in the morning? Who should do 2 to 4 in the afternoon? Does anybody give a crap? All that stuff.
I'm curious to see the results of that one.
One thing, I always thought that this station was in Florida, but now I realize we're in a state of flux. That's with an L.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a movie coming out.
We're in a constant state of flux. It just never ends. It just goes on and on. In fact, it reminds me of that.
If you only hear one song this fall over and over and over again, this is the song to hear over and over and over again.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. Yeah. Just never-ending soap opera. Wait till I tell the story about how Greg lied to me about that contract. 5670560. I think I should tell that on the air, don't you? Clarence, I thought Clarence was going to pass out on the floor when I told him that. Let me just tell you one thing, boys and girls, about our general manager, Greg Reed. When you shake his hand on any kind of a deal, you better be wearing one of them rubber gloves, one of them latex gloves. You know the kind I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. The
kind the proctologist uses before he starts inserting into your
rectum.
WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can I be on the air?
You're on the air right now.
Oh, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a rabid Stern listener.
Right.
When he got kicked off of the other station, I used to listen to him in the interim on the internet.
Right.
So I'm not gonna really lose anything, and I really don't care about sports. So
on the internet.
Yeah, I mean there's a place on the internet that you can listen to Stern.
Right. It's not easy, but you can do it.
Yeah. So that's what I do. I mean, from the Phil Hendry days when I used to listen to him and you, and when you used to have that wonderful lineup on that other station. I mean, I've been abused so much by the local radio stations.
Are you sure?
I've been abused by all the local radio stations that I'm numb. I'm numb to it. I'm not really angry anymore.
It's amazing, isn't it? How many times have I said, will the crap ever hit the ground? Will it ever come down and just settle for like a few months or a year and just get one toe on the ground? But it just never stops the regurgitation of the talent.
Right. Well, I think you and Phil and Lycus and everybody else who has anything that people want to listen to, they should really just all be on satellite. I have satellite TV. I'll more than be happy to pay $12 a month to listen to whoever I want to listen to, anytime I want to listen to them, and that's it. And just get off of this quote unquote public airwaves and cut you know what, and get serious and do a real show.
Well, see, they made some overtures to me, but they were like too namby-pamby, wishy-washy, and they were bada-beep, bada-boop. And I'm just not interested in that. You know, in other words, if you're really going to do something, be a little more specific. You don't have to put like dollars and cents on the table, but give me an indication, give me a sign, give me a high sign that you're going to do something. And they just didn't do that. They diddle around too much. So I don't know if that thing's really going to fly. I'd rather like a sure thing at this stage of my life. If I was younger and more adventurous, I'd hop right on that bandwagon. But I'm just too old for that crap.
Yeah, well, you know,
I don't want to be Marco Polo at the age of 100. You know what I'm saying?
But I love your show, to be honest with you. But the bottom line is I think Stern is 100% correct. That's the way of real talent. All the real talent is going to go into.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. See, that's interesting because I've been saying this to a lot of people. Who are the people that are going to be on with him?
I have no idea.
Most of the people on traditional radio are under contract. So he's got 3 stations to fill up on there on Sirius. Who's he going to put on?
Well, look at it this way. Stern gets most of his talent right out of the gutter, from all the whack packers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He gets all these freaks.
Yeah, but I don't think too many people are going to pay to listen to the Artie show or the John Federer show. You know what I'm saying? So he's got his work cut out.
Well, let me tell you this much. I'd rather listen to you, Neil, than listen to, what's that sidekick of yours?
Oh, the Bird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, have a great day, Pally.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya. Didn't even know your name, George.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, now why take a gratuitous shot at George? Of course you'd rather listen to me. George ain't no Neil, okay? George is George. He's doing a fine, a stellar job. Every show that he does, including Noon to 2 today, he's going to be doing great. Once I pretend that my throat is acting up again. No, seriously, I don't understand why they feel I have to take a gratuitous shot.
I'm not you.
Well, he's not supposed to be me, and we don't need any more Neil wannabes. There's so damn many Neil wannabes in this business, you know what I mean? Oh, God, I'm so sick and tired of that. Everybody doing their poor man's Neil Rogers imitation. Can't handle it. 5670560. We're getting a lot of votes on this poll, man. This is the kind of stuff that they get all whipped up about, and why not? It's on the radio, you clowns. It's a radio thing. There's two things that they want to hear about, is sex and radio, and that's it. Right?
Right.
Now, we can't talk about sex anymore, so let's just do a radio show about radio. Yeah.
Plenty of material.
Maybe we should, postpone the... I don't want to get Eric too bent out of shape, especially after he flipped his van the other day during the holidays with a van full of people with his whole family in it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. SUV.
I'm sorry, his SUV. What's he driving a gas-guzzling SUV?
Because you've got a big family. Those of us who have children.
Now, he does have that Japanese wife, so he said that kind of landed on a funny slant, the van, the SUV. Now, see, that's just a little joke there, Eric. Don't take that personal. He's got a sense of humor. And if he doesn't, too bad. No, but I've been thinking maybe we ought to do the movie things tomorrow and Thursday.
I agree.
See, I didn't know that the Jicka thing was going to show up today. I've known about this other deal for a couple of days, few days. But, of course, it was top secret. See, they always tell me something top secret and don't breathe a word of it. And then next thing I know, it's always in the newspaper.
Right.
Which I will say this, it's amazing that Barry Jackass totally missed this. Nice going, Barry. I guess Mama didn't pack the right bologna sandwich this morning. Because little Tommy Jicka had the scoop in the Sun Sentinel. And Barry Jackass, he's writing a bunch of lame crap, having nothing to do with the big story of the year. I would say this is one of the big radio stories of the year, wouldn't you?
Certainly.
Stern comes on QAM, and now Stern... So let's see, August 16 he came on, and the date next Monday is the 10th of January. So let's see, September, October, November, a little less than 4 months. Pharrell, I think, was on about the same period of time.
Sounds about right.
Here's my message to management. Don't put any more of that kind of radio on the radio station, okay? We don't care what else you put on, but don't put that kind... In other words, like Michael said in Godfather 3, don't ever give that kind of order again. Remember that scene?
I do.
And he looked at Connie, and she just kept looking up, and he kept looking at her. Okay, do you understand? Yes, yes, yes. I love her, Talia Shire. She's really good.
She is.
What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern on WQAM? I'm sure that most people who don't read the newspaper are hearing this for the first time right now, since they didn't hear it about Howard's show this morning. And I don't have any feelings about Stern. I don't have any problem, other than the fact, you see, they can make all kinds of accusations or claims that they want. The fact of the matter is, they entered into a bogus deal here. Everybody involved. This show was the 10 to 2 show, okay? You can't have two shows simultaneous overlapping. And they went ahead and did it behind my back, which is not why he's going off, in spite of what Jicka implies in the article there, although I am pleased that at least the audience knows when the hell the show starts now. If they would have just carried right from the beginning of show 6 to 10, then that would have been fine as far as I'm concerned. As far as the FCC matters are concerned, is that any shock in South Florida? No. Not if you know anything about the history of the last 15, 20 years in South Florida radio and certain individuals out there who are self-appointed moral censors to determine what you can hear and what people can say, etc., and so on, and who have no life, so they spend all of their lives writing letters to the FCC, complaining about things that they didn't even hear. Anybody should have known that. But, oh, no, it was very intriguing. Remember that line? It was intriguing.
Yeah.
How intriguing is it now, Greg? 289 votes. I can't believe this. Can you?
I believe it. It's a hot issue.
About 25 minutes. Huh?
It's an important issue.
What's your take on Hank replacing Stern on QM? I'm thrilled Neil will be back to 10 to 275. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil 39. Thank you. I'm pissed. I'm through with QM 36. 16.3% are pissed off and fired up, and they're going bye-bye after Friday. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway, 33. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd fan, 25. Hank blows and I won't listen, only 5. And I still listen to Stern on the Buzz, 3 out of 220 votes. A staggering total, if you ask this old fag. Ask me if it's a staggering total.
Is it a staggering total?
Yes. Jim in Pembroke Pines says, I wanted to pass along to you what a great job George did while you see, here you go. He's always entertaining. I'm sorry to hear your station is fluxed up. Happy New Year to you, too, Jim in Pembroke Pines. Thank you so much. That's good. We'll survive as long as I have my Hall's Mentholyptus. Yeah, we'll have to do a poll at noon. This poll is good enough. I guess we'll keep this one on the whole day, right?
No, I think we should switch it at noon and find out what they want from 2 to 4.
No.
All right.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Give him time to think about it.
Okay.
And I'm not joking when I say this, and I'm not sucking up to him, although we did have that 2-minute bonding there right before the holidays. That was kind of funny. Maybe he was Prussian. Maybe he knew something was coming, so to speak, you know? But I think 2 to 4 for him would be fine. See, at least, I don't know how to say this delicately, but at least he's a real broadcaster, okay? You know what I mean? Even though he may be a jackass and he may piss a lot of people off.
He's a character.
He's a character. He now is not the original Howard David. He's the Chiamo. He finally flipped his lid. He got rid of that pasty wig.
Lost some weight.
Lost a little bit of weight. Walks around dressed even
younger.
sloppier than I do. And now he's becoming trying like to be a real guy. I say Mo 2 to 4. Okay, listen to me. For once in your stinking lives, listen to me, please. The Mo Man. Right?
Right.
Even George agrees. What about Josh?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, you are bad.
Much. He doesn't really care.
You better watch it. If he turns on you, man, he'll sit on your ass like he'll squash you like a gnat. 10:58. Huh?
Said okay, 2 to 4 then.
Yeah. Well, what will your suggestion be, Mr. Hotshot, Mr. Programming Expert? What do you got? Please don't tell me the big.
Oh.
Huh?
No.
Joe Zagacki.
Oh. Not Joe Zagacki.
Boog.
Are you telling me Joe Zagacki?
No.
I'm not fired.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. Dave Van Boring?
No.
Boog.
The Boogmeister?
I would go for that.
The Boogmeister can't do it. He's going to be doing baseball starting in April.
Well, there you go.
What are your other choices?
Depot.
It's time to talk about Acceptance Capital Mortgage and everyone's main man, Anthony Caliendo. Whether you're buying a new house or refinancing, looking to get cash out, or just paying down your debt, Acceptance Capital Mortgage will show you the way to get it done. Acceptance Capital specializes in just about any situation. They'll get it done when others can't do it. 100% financing, option arms, new construction loans, investor and commercial properties. Check out Acceptance Capital's stress-free mortgage payment program. Pick from 4 payment coupons based on your financial situation for that month with a pick-a-pay program. No income verification is even necessary. And your credit score doesn't determine your approval either. Like all of the programs, because at Acceptance Capital Mortgage, they realize that sometimes bad things happen to good people. Look at us. In most cases, you can pull out cash, pay off all your debts, and still pay less for your mortgage payment every month. So call Anthony Caliendo at Acceptance Capital today and find out why he's everybody's main man. That's Acceptance Capital Mortgage. Call him toll-free today, 1-888-483-LOAN. That's 1-888-483-LOAN.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
We all know blondes have more fun. And the blonder you are, the better time you'll have. That's why this station is going to make you as blonde as you can get. Because this station is going to make you an albino. Albino. Pink-eyed and pretty. That's right. We'll leach all the pigment out of your skin with corrosive chemicals. Then we'll bleach your hair and expose you to ultraviolet light until your eyes turn pink and blister. All in the name of summer fun. Be the 10th caller when you hear this sound. And you'll be an albino. Albino.
Station employees and their families are not eligible to become albinos. Johnny and Edgar Witter and other real albinos are also ineligible because this procedure will render them transparent.
Blondes have more fun, but albinos have the most fun of all. Keep listening for your chance to win.
It's 11:03 at 560 WQAM. Happy New Year to you. We got Mad Dog at 2. We got the Humper at the Orange Bowl at 4. And then we got the Orange Bowl pregame show at 7 o'clock tonight. More, we're going to milk this baby all we can from 4 till midnight. And then 8 to midnight, it's Oklahoma and USC. OJ's going to be at the game. Anybody out there at PP Park might want to take a peek at OJ. Maybe chase him around a little bit, see how fast he can move. And then you got the Orange Bowl post-game show, like I said, from 4 in the afternoon to 1 in the morning. 8-9 hours. Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah.
We got the pregame, the postgame, the in-between game. We got OJ gets chased up and down the field show. Well, I would love to see. I'd love to see somebody just, either like spit in his face or pee on his shoulder, do something. Although he's probably going to be up there in one of them boxes, where he's protected, wouldn't you think?
Where he'll be safe.
Where he'll be safe. Exactly. Just like Michael. Anyway, if you just tuned in because you're one of those people that thinks the show starts at 11 o'clock this morning, guess what? Starting Monday, we go back to 10 o'clock. That's number one. And number two, you missed the most important news of your life. Too bad.
That'll alert him.
Well, I'm not going to start all over again. Are you kidding me? If I didn't have the raspy throat, I might be tempted to do that. You think I ought to read the Jicka column again?
You don't have to read the whole column, just hit the highlights.
Well, what do you mean? It's not that long anyway. Hit the highlights. Yeah, I'm not going to read the part about appeasing Neil Rogers. I don't like that. I'm peased off about that, Tom. I'm a little bit appeased off. It just makes it sound so, like I have something, like I'm pulling the strings. I had a hard enough time renegotiating my own deal without worrying about Howard Stern and Hank Goldberg, okay? I had enough time dealing with these grave robbers, finally getting that done. If you could even begin, one of the things that they wanted to put in there, among the 85,000 different clauses for firing my ass, one of the things that they wanted to stick in there was contributing to a harmonious environment in the station.
Does that mean you got to carry a tune?
They could fire or suspend me for insubordination. Seriously, it was a laundry list for as long as your arm of idiotic things. And, of course, the answer to all of them was, no way. Are you people crazy? Well, we already know the answer to that. Anyway, what's this fax say? It says, Spick and Suds will be perfect morning lead-in. Well, what does that mean? No,
they keep faxing it, so I wrote a little note.
Faxing it, okay? The Vasquez family out there, and happy whatever you're celebrating, Vasquez family. Happy banana boat. No, seriously, I mean, what is that? Keep Hank in the afternoon. It's already a done deal. Hank is already, although it sounds kind of strange to me where Tom Jicka says, well, Hank expects to be getting a hefty raise. If he hasn't already done the deal, don't do it, man. Don't do it. That isn't just a suggestion. That is an urgent plea. Do not do anything until you have it engraved in stone. And I'm not talking by any flunkies who shake your hand with a phony handshake. You know that like the Masons have, that phony handshake?
The secret.
The secret mysterious handshake. Don't be buying that. Get it in stone. Get it engraved by one of the big shots from the Beasley Corporation. Don't take anybody else's word over there. Believe me. Anyway, Tom Jicka writes, well, let's see. We got Kylie Bax is on the beat curtain today. She's looking just fine. And didn't I already go through the thing about who she is, and she was on Stern, and she was here, and she's in a few marginal movies, and she's pretty hot. She's got huge, humongous boobies, okay? And if you're over the age of 155, and you got 17 notes from your daddy and granddaddy and grandma and everybody else, and all your neighbors too, then maybe you take a quick peek.
She's even
keep her hands above the table. Anyway, Tom Jicka writes, Goldberg takes over Stern's slot.
Hey, stupid!
WQAM is dropping the hammer on Howard Stern. As of Monday, Stern Show will disappear from the sports station, replaced by a new program hosted by Hank Goldberg, who moves from afternoon drive. Unlike most morning drive programs, Goldberg will sign on at 7 a.m. Goldberg, a notorious night owl and club hopper, said there's no way he could be up early enough to be on air at the normal 6 a.m. starting time. Goldberg, who said he expects a hefty raise. Don't expect it, Hank. Get it. Don't expect it. Get it. In writing. Have it notarized 4 times, every word. It says to become a slave of the alarm clock. Added, there isn't enough money to get me to do a 6 a.m. program. Which means you got to get up 4:30 in the morning. I don't see that much difference, do you?
No, not really.
He's still going to have to get up like at 5:30 in the morning, do a 7.
Right.
Goldberg's move will necessitate changes throughout the schedule, Jim managed. Although I will say this, it just dawned on me because I did that mornings in Zeta the one year.
Mm-hmm.
And one good thing is you get to go to the track every afternoon if you want.
There you go.
Isn't that nice?
It's something.
Did I mention yesterday, congratulations to my close friend Phil Saltzman on an outstanding career in 20 years calling races a color. I did, but I want to say it again. Love you, Phil. Good man. And it says, Hank's move will necessitate changes throughout the schedule. Jim Manditch's logical choice to take over for Hank 4 to 7, and yada, yada. And again, keep in mind that this is going to be the new schedule. And, we never did get the Friday schedule from Clarence, did we?
No, it's probably out there on a wall. I got to just go find it.
Clarence, we don't have the Friday schedule, you loser. You simpleton. And quit moving your crotch around, okay? It says WQM will also likely run the Sporting News Network overnight show as leading to Goldberg. That is absolutely incorrect. I've told them and begged them and pleaded them. Nobody's going to be listening to Sporting News Radio. That is the lamest piece of turd that's ever been dropped. Then Tom writes, WQM General Manager Greg Reed declined to comment on the potential changes. Conversations are taking place, he said, but nothing has been finalized. Oh, God. I wonder if he was shaking somebody's hand, Tom's hand, when he told him that. I wonder if he was squeezing it. So we're taking a poll on this. I think this poll is strong enough, especially the response we're getting. We might have like 3,000 votes on this by tomorrow. And at least having a poll up there makes it's a lot. Now, what are we going to do about those billboards?
Yeah, there were some hand wringings and such going on.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they got to be replaced. They got to come down.
No. You see, I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm sure you are. But there are those billboards where they have like certain like little strips where they say something where you can smear something over it.
Alter them, right.
Right. In other words, it could say like where it says Neil Rogers right after Howard Stern or whatever it says in very tiny print. It could say 10 to 2.
It could, if they can be altered. The nature of those doesn't look like it lends to that, like a lot of overlapping of words.
What do you mean by that?
Like Howard Stern and everything, like all the words are overlapping on each other, so it might take some doing to do that.
Yeah. Well, then they're going to have to do it because the billboards all say. I did see a variety of those billboards when I was in town.
Good placement on it.
They looked okay, except the one right behind the tree that you can't see. They have to be like in a helicopter to see it. Maybe we could borrow Jeff Cohen's the helicopter he uses. How's Ponytail doing, by the way?
He's fine.
How do you know that?
He called me over the holidays.
He called you what? He called you on the air?
No.
At home?
On my cell phone.
For what?
To say happy holidays, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's the fax. It says from Greg Reed. I didn't know Greg couldn't spell his own name, by the way. With 3 G's. It says you can have Rick and Suds do 2 to 4 in the following format. Computers a half an hour Rick. Stock talk half hour Rick. Star Trek talk half hour Suds. And in closing, they can kill the rest of the time taking calls and giving numbers. That's bad. I think somebody's trying to tell us they don't like Rick and Scud. We like Suds. We don't like Rick at all, even though George lies about it. We don't like Rick much at all. We don't have too much use for him anymore since he became a stock market guru. So anyway, here's the poll that we're taking right now. That whole movie thing, we're going to have to shove that back toward the ass end of the week, okay? We got plenty of time for that.
Yes, we do.
Right? Although I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Going away, right, but it'll be there.
What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern next Monday on WQAM? See, what I started to say before you interrupted me about the billboards was, no, seriously, at least keeping this up all day, at least because the 2 to 4 thing is another issue.
Right.
So it publicizes the fact that the audience will know that there's a very significant change going to take place, and it won't be like, oh, gee, how come we didn't know about it? Well, there it is right there. Anybody who looks at our website will say, oh, look at this. Something's going to happen. I'm thrilled. Neil will be back to 10 to 2. 104. 34.5%. We're thrilled. Big kiss for that crowd. I'm pissed, but still listen to Neil. 48. 2 kisses for that crowd. Even though they're pissed off, they're going to still stick with us. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway. 46. I'm pissed. I'm through with WQM. 46. 15.2%. And all we can say to those people is, bye, bye, bye! Right. Thanks for the memories, and have a great life. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank Sports Nerd fan, 38. Hank blows, and I won't listen, only 10. I'll still listen to Stern on the Buzz, 9. 301 votes. I would say it's been like, 35, 20, about 37 minutes. And we already have 301 votes. Aren't you shocked and amazed and amused?
Thrilled.
And I bet you we got a whole bunch of people calling, too, but we got business to do.
Listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM. It's the home of sports. 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 It's for home life.
What we started, look at the carnage, what did they do wrong? Spreading our freedom, rape them and feed them until they're all gone.
All right.
That's genocide, what we're doing in Iraq, when all the while it was the Saudis that attacked. Murdering Saudis, our friends the Saudis, we have them to thank. Now that they own Prudential with Boeing, Disney and Citibank, that's genocide. What we're doing in Iraq, put them on trial. The Bush neocon rat pack. Christians grin and talk about sin as we lose more troops every day. Counting dead, but you'll hear instead that everything's okay.
Okay.
That's genocide. No one seems to mind, everything's fine. Hey, what's on TV tonight? Corporate vision of television, doing all that they can for capitalism and terrorism to go hand in hand. Innocent dying, unjustified combat, bloodbath on every block. Let's grab the spoils and sell the oil to China for Walmart. That's genocide. What we're doing in Iraq, put them on trial. The Bush neocon rat pack.
Yeah, speaking of PNAC, what's that fat-ass governor of ours doing over there with Colin Powell? They're in Indonesia now. Isn't that great? Your fat-ass governor is over there in Indonesia, grandstanding, putting on a big dog and pony show. So I guess we're also going to have to see. I'm in my mind thinking, if you ask me right now, I'm thinking that Defoe is going to be their choice because they already made another dishonest deal with Defoe and said they were going to put him on in the morning before they put Stern on. Remember that?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden Defoe wasn't getting return phone calls. See, that's generally when you do business with QAM, they offer you a job or they pretend they're going to give you a job and then they just don't return your phone calls, which is probably a good idea that you ought to be doing something else. In other words, don't hold your breath. So that's what I'm thinking they'll probably do. If I had my druthers, though, I still think it would be far beyond. I mean, in Iowa, that corn grows very tall, and I guess it's delicious. I had some barbecued corn when I was down in the house.
Well, good. Barbecued yourself, did you?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah, on the grill.
I know you have a very nice gas grill.
Yes, I do. Too bad about that guy committing suicide. Remember that?
Which one? Oh, that one. Oh, yeah.
From the grill company. Don't you remember that?
I thought it was a robbery, but I could be wrong.
No. Committed suicide, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, as a matter of fact, what's the name of that grill place in the Fountain Shops? That's right next door to Omaha Steaks, and right also next door to 2J's, and right kitty corner around the corner from the puppy place.
You're like psychic.
Barbecues galore.
That's it.
I'm psychic about what?
About 2J's. Berkeley just came in 5 seconds ago and gave me a little note and a coupon for 2J's.
Yeah.
She said
we ought to have them on as a sponsor, Berkeley. Because I love that place. That is outstanding.
I'm taking your coupon, thank you.
Have a good time. I'm telling you, it's right up there. You know where it is.
I do now.
You drive into the fountains there, and you'll be staring right at the main entrance there. You'll be looking right at Omaha Steaks, and then just to the left of that, as you're facing it, just to the left is 2J's. Big-ass place. Fantastic. In fact, I got their menu right here. I don't want to get you, salivating.
Too late.
They have great potato pancakes.
Mm.
They have chocolate eclairs. They got rogalach. They got great desserts, which I didn't have any of those. I don't know why. What a great menu they got. But the desserts, wow. I mean, the breakfast. The omelet I had was so good. I can't even describe it. One of the best things I ever put in my mouth in my life. Okay, so anyway, Depot and Mo and yada, yada, yada. This stuff will go on all week long, which is good. Kill some time as we kind of move our way back into the new year, right?
We need that.
Sure, we need to have something to sink our teeth into, baby. And guess what? I just looked out the window here, and the sun is shining. Oh, my God, I didn't realize there was still a blue sky in the world. It's blue skies, the sun is shining. I bet it's pretty toasty here, too, eh? If Captain Over's listening, you loser. Loser. It is, you know what temperature is?
About 30, man.
It's 32. And that nice? That's a nice temperature, 32.
Could be
all the snow is washed away. There ain't a flake on the ground. There's a few flakes walking around. Spare some change, mister, eh? No. That's the one thing. That's about the only thing here I can say that's negatory, beside the really nasty days in the wintertime. Other than that, it's paradise. But the homeless, man. I'm talking about the crazy ones, the ones that kind of follow you around on the street. Spare some change, and if you say no, then they start spewing, you know what I mean? And then you feel very much redeemed that you didn't give them any money because they're a bunch of morons anyway, a bunch of spazholes. 5670560, pound 560 on a Verizon and Singular wireless lines. We're getting a spectacular response on this, a shocking development in the history of radio today. Right on the heels of my signing my tier extension. And let me just say this, you people at FMQB that got your head so far up Stern's ass that it's coming out of his earlobes, you missed this story. It's in the Sun Sentinel this morning, losers. Radio Inc., Radio and Records, all the websites of the industry, somehow they missed this, even though it's on the front page of the Sun Sentinel in Fort Lauderdale, a supposedly major market newspaper. Man, are you people behind the old times. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil, does the Q in QAM stand for Quagmire?
No, it stands for queer.
All right.
No, we're not a quagmire. Quagmire means you're like stuck in quicksand. No, we're constantly like I would say like chaos. A tsunami.
Right.
Right? Yeah, this place is just like in the path of a tsunami. Like everything is always up in the air and flying around, and nothing ever comes down and touches the ground. That's what I'm thinking. But the Q does stand for Queens. 5670560, pound 560 on a Verizon and Singular wireless line. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't want to do it. I want to milk it tomorrow.
All right.
Well, I mean, are there that many choices from 2 to 4?
No, there aren't that many, but it's important that one. I
mean, Josh Cordes there, he didn't seem to be too excited about my idea. You know, I think it was kind of disappointing.
Absolutely.
That he wasn't like right on the old Mo bandwagon, Mo Bandy.
Should I be?
Well, if you got a better idea, I'm willing to listen.
No, I don't.
What about Defoe? You like Defoe on the air?
No.
Corn, man, canned corn. All those corny cliches and, 500 large and living large. And Defoe to me, Steve Nickel destroyed him. He used to be a pretty good guy. And then he even turned into a jackass. Not only not all that good on the air, but just not a good guy. He's a backstabber.
I absolutely want to puke.
Yeah, that's right. Just the idea of him being on after us and being part of 10 to 3. Whereas Mo, we already know what we're dealing with there. Right?
Yeah.
But at least we can have some fun with him.
Yes,
Debo's no fun.
Oh, he can be. That's what I heard.
Well, yeah, that's not what Debbie told me.
You weren't as close.
In one of her rare lucent moments. 567, did I say lucent? 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
QAM, yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
Great. Never better, man.
Glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
Happy New Year and all that. Listen, George did a good job filling.
George did a fine job.
Hey, I want to just give you my 2 cents worth if you have a moment.
Take your time, man. Take all the time you want. Take 2 or 3 hours.
Okay. First off, is Greg Reed, how does that guy keep his job? That's what I want to know.
Naked pictures.
It's got to be.
I'm convinced after this latest debacle that I had with him, I don't even dare. I'm going to have to break it to the audience slowly, because if I told you this story, you'd have to think I was making it up. You couldn't believe that anybody could be that devious.
I think I could at this point. But, the guy had the perfect setup when he had Joe Rose in the morning. You follow.
Right. We were
you
kicking ass.
Mad Dog.
I kept saying that we were kicking ass.
It was perfect. I mean, for me, I'm a 45-year-old male. I like sports. I like talk radio. It couldn't have been perfect. Howard, what's his name? Stern. How long can you listen to, about lesbian, hooker, stripper, incestual people? You can only listen to that so long. But the bottom line is now, me personally, I'll listen to Joe until you come on.
Right.
Then I'll listen to you.
Well, don't forget Monday. That means 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I know. You're back to 10 now.
Yeah.
So I'll listen from Joe from 8 to 10, you from, and then you, and then the Mad Dog. And I got to tell you, I would rather hear Defoe, I think, because I don't think Goldberg and, Goldstein and Mo Howard David, they shouldn't even be allowed to talk into a microphone, in my opinion.
Well, I got news for you. They're not working together, I'll guarantee you that.
I mean separately, ever. Under no... Listen, you're going to love this. I'd rather hear the Big O than either of them.
I'm listening.
And I don't like Big O that much.
Yeah, right.
It's just that's the way it is, man.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll work it out so it's, worth listening to. But you got me, man.
Your comments are duly noted. Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a
Take
great
care, buddy.
See ya. See, they feel strongly about this kind of stuff, okay? This is their life. This is their meat and potatoes. They turn on that radio, okay? Radio. And like the Man-Cow said, too, running away from it is not the answer. And I'm not saying that if they wouldn't have given me big bucks, I'd have hopped on that Sirius bandwagon right away. But they're too much, but the hell with that. But running away from traditional radio and saying, well, it sucks, and it's, yeah, right. Because we can't play fart sounds. I mean, how embarrassing would that be if I were that childish at my advanced age to say, oh, we can't play fart sounds anymore. I'm going to go to satellite radio. I can get my fart sounds back. After you hear the fart sounds, in fact, the only fart sounds that are entertaining are your own, and especially if you're alone. When you're alone, blasting some real rippers, man, that's fun. Right?
Right. Cut one in the shower the other day. It was great.
No, man. I still say that's one of life's great pleasures. If you haven't indulged in that, cutting the cheese in the shower, in a hot, steamy shower, and just inhaling and enjoying and basking in it. What could be better?
Well,
I will say this: when I go out there to Woodbine and these people fart when you're standing, you're sitting playing the machine and somebody's standing over your shoulder, that's a different story. You're tempted to turn your shoulder and say, "Cut the crap, will you?" And then, of course, you wonder if maybe they just did. 28 past 11 at 560. See, there we go again with that kind of stuff. Sorry, Joyce. It was a real picnic, by the way, doing business with you, sweetheart. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm not whining, I'm not complaining. I got myself a good deal, but I will say this. I had no vacation. If anybody thinks that that was a pretty long vacation, you're right. I told Clarence this morning how long that negotiation went on after we found out we had been lied to and led down the garden path by Mr. Rubber Glove there, by the proctologist at QAM. And he couldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it.
I couldn't. But
even with these snakes, even with these grave robbers, who could believe that kind of garbage going on? And it should have been like falling off a cliff, man. It should have been automatic. You want 2 more years? You just want a few of those days back in the summertime? And the little sign-in bonus, which, believe me, wasn't that big of a deal, won't change my life. Here you go. It's all over. We're ecstatic. No. We want you to do this, and we want to have a harmonious atmosphere. We want to fire you for insubordination. If you look at Greg cross-eyed, if you say, up yours, right. Also, they wanted to put a bunch of suspension stuff in there, too, about pissing off people like Jeffrey Luria and Wayne and Alan Cohen and those sports nerd people. Now, let me ask you this. Here's another poll we could take later in the week. Who will fill in for Hank in the morning when he does his next suspension? 29 after 11 at 560. WQM, did you earn less than $50,000 last year? If your answer is yes, then it definitely is time for a career change, Josh. Pick up the phone and call Fast Train at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN, because Fast Train can have you trained and ready for that new high-paying career as little as 4 months. That is correct. Fast Train offers high-demand, high-pay career training. If you like computers, ever thought of becoming a computer network professional, call Fast Train today, toll-free, 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. The demand for computer professionals right now is at an all-time high, and Fast Train can have you trained and ready for that new career in as little as 4 short months. What's not to like? Fast Train's got locations that are convenient to you, too. They're in Kendall, Miami, Pembroke Pines, and Fort Lauderdale. Fast Train offers job placement, financial aid for people who qualify. Day, evening, weekend classes are forming right now, so call Fast Train and change your life in a mighty positive way for the new year. Call toll-free 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Donald Trump's our guest.
And you know what? I am just a fantastic guy. Really terrific.
Terre Haute, Indiana. Hello.
Hi, Larry.
Hi.
Mr. Trump, would you evict a widow on Christmas Eve if it meant you could make an extra $1 or $2?
I would do that in a heartbeat. There's no question about it. I would love to do that.
Bah humbug.
Sitka, Alaska. Hello.
Donald, were you having an affair with Bill Clinton?
Yes, I was. Actually...
What's going on?
What's going on? Put out, Larry. In fact, are you going to put up with that, Trump?
No. Larry, you're fired.
Okay.
So are you glad you had sex with Clinton, or do you regret it?
Somebody asked me the other day, would you have done Bill again? And the answer is absolutely yes. He's better than I anticipated.
There's your exclusive, Larry. Trump's stumps, not just for women.
So gays can use it, too.
Gays can absolutely use it. I'm sure they'll love it.
Clarkston, Michigan. Hello.
Donald, everyone wants to know, what's up with that hairdo? I heard that it's just one really long strand of hair wrapped around your head several thousand times. Is that true?
Good question.
Well, that's true, Larry.
All right.
Will you please inform the public?
You bet I will.
Thank you.
Larry, reach over and tug on it. See what happens.
Okay.
Come here.
End of report.
26 till noon, and nobody even told us about the really big story. Well, the other one is probably the biggest, but Armando Salguero. I'll tell you, very jackass, man. You've fallen on hard times. Even Mommy ain't going to pack you no more bologna and cheese sandwiches if you don't butch up. You are missing the big stuff. Armando Salguero, whatever his name is, one of your people, writes in the Herald this morning, Dolphins moving to 790 ESPN, question mark?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that? Did you see this story?
From the weekend, I think it is.
No, from Saturday.
Well, people were talking about it over the weekend, so...
What people do you know were talking about this?
Miguel.
I think it's kind of obvious.
Kind of obvious what?
Well, they took the QAM banner on the scoreboard down, and now there's a 790 ESPN radio on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
The Dolphins are brokering a deal that would move the team's radio broadcast from their current radio station, 560 WQAM, to 790 ESPN radio next season. And Armando Salguero continues. He says, the Dolphins, I just got through reading, ending an 8-year affiliation with their current flagship station, 560 WQM. The club and 790 ESPN still have details that must be worked out, and lawyers must still proof and approve the contract before it can be signed. Dolphins owner Wayne Huizinga must also agree to the switch, and one objectionable detail can cause him to scrap the deal. But a major portion of the negotiations have already been completed and agreed to in principle, according to sources close to the talks. Part of the deal would guarantee the Dolphins of being the only team whose broadcast would air on 790 ESPN. Currently, the Dolphins are one of 4 teams. The Marlins, the Panthers, when are their games on?
You know when they are.
The Hurricanes and the others, whose games are broadcast in WQAM. Another part of the deal still being worked out would make the Dolphins an active partner with the new station. A partner.
Right.
Some of the details that have not been agreed upon yet include the status of play-by-play man Howard David and color analyst Jim Mandich, because both have contracts with WQM and the Dolphins. David's contract with the station expires before the start of next season, but Mandich's deal runs beyond that, and he also has a daily talk show on WQM. That creates a conflict having to do broadcasts on one station and a show on another. But that detail was termed negotiable by sources. Well, what does that mean? Do we have any idea what that means?
No.
It says, barring a last-minute snag, a deal could be signed within the next month, the source said. Another source said the talks between the Dolphins and the 790 ESPN are so far along, it's unlikely WQM would make a last-minute pitch to retain the team. The Dolphins declined comment Friday on the possibility they could be switching stations. We're not going to comment where negotiations stand, and to say we're close to signing with one particular outlet or another is premature, the club said in a statement. WQAM General Manager Greg Reed did not return a message left on his office voicemail, of course, and ESPN majority owner Joel Feinberg was out of town unavailable. He was spinning his dreidel. Negotiations between the Dolphins and 790 ESPN have been ongoing for several weeks, even as there's been little communication between the club and QM representatives. One source said the Dolphins initially had set the price of their broadcast rights at $4.5 million. The price was deemed too high by WQAM. If a deal is finalized with 790 ESPN, it will not reach the $4.5 million figure, a source said. If WQAM loses the Dolphins to ESPN, it could mark a shift in power among South Florida sports talk stations from the long-standing station to a fledgling station that's been on the air for less than 6 months. A switch might also affect WQAM's ability to sell advertising for the 4-hour pregame show that precedes Dolphin games and the 2-hour postgame show. Yada, 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 and a partridge in a pear tree. You know, it's kind of interesting, but like to turn it around, ESPN Television carries their own pregame NFL show on Sundays, do they not?
Yeah.
Do they carry any of those games in the daytime?
No.
No, they do not. And yet they still have their own pregame show and all sorts of other folderol that they manage to sell, even though they're not carrying the game itself. Plus the fact that all the NFL games are on Sirius makes it that much less appetizing. Plus, after a 4-12 season, good luck to them selling spots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good luck to them making that $4.5 million back. But when you got the deep pockets like Joel Feinberg and those other Yidloff that own that station, they got some big bucks. This is the first time that QM's been on. I mean, the people with the fan 590, that was a joke. And then, of course, that other thing that, what's that other station, 14, 17, 1990 or whatever it is on the dial? That's another farce. And then, of course, there was 940. That, how many weeks did that last? How many days?
About 30, man.
Lasted about 30 hours, that thing, WRFX. And as Pete Bolger did it once again. Then all of a sudden we woke up one day, it was WINZ again, Scare America. Talk about, man, it's like a revolving door. One day the call letters are this, the next day it's something. And I'm not knocking Cheap Channel, man, as much as they deserve it, because who the hell are we to be casting aspersions at anybody else, right?
Right.
I think my voice is coming back. I think I talked my way out of it, you know? Well, no, sometimes you have to,
work
do
through
that.
the phlegm, right.
You have to work through the among, that's right. You have to work through the mung, especially when you're working for this outfit. So we got, Hank is going to be doing morning starting Monday, we think. We have no idea who's doing before Hank for a couple hours. We have absolutely no idea who's doing 2 to 4, but probably be Defoe, because he's just always like hanging around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Norma, if you get Defoe on 2 to 4, I'm gonna put a stop payment on that check. I don't want Defoe 2 to 4. I want to do everything in my power. Not that I have any control whatsoever. I don't want him on there as part of our. If it was like 5 to 7 in the morning, that would be good, right?
Sure.
Then he could go out and water the corn the rest of the day. Too much corn, man. Too many corny, crappy stuff. Plus, I don't think he's all that knowledgeable about sports. I could be wrong about that. Do you?
Talking to you, Josh.
No, you're pretty right about that.
Yeah, I don't think he knows crap. I mean, boxing. That guy knows boxing. Well, who the hell wants to hear about boxing except a bunch of old New Yorkers, okay? Who the hell wants to know about boxing? And plus some of your people, George, they're into that boxing crap. Makes them feel real macho. They're a real man. Hector, macho, Camacho. Whatever the hell that's all about. I don't care about that crap. And most sports fans just don't care about that. Sorry. I mean, if there's a pay-per-view and Tyson's on there and they're afraid he's going to bite somebody's ear off and they're going to miss it, they'll pay for that. They want to see that. But other than that, who cares? So I'm still saying my good buddy Mo. And, of course, then this other story on top of it about the Dolphin broadcast and ESPN. It's like we're caught in the middle of a maelstrom. You know? It seems to be going around the world, all this whirling hysteria going on. We're just caught in the middle of a radio maelstrom right now. Now, just a little over an hour ago, we put the poll on there. Stern, by the way, is ending early this week, trying to lure the audience to come back at about 10:15, 10:20 every day. Because starting this Monday, we're back to 10 to 2. And that seems to be what these people want. Because our poll, we've got 441 votes in just barely over an hour. We'll do over 1,000 a day during the show, or else, or my name ain't Joe Zagacki. And if anybody thinks Joe Zagacki's going to do 2 to 4, I would rather have Defoe do. If I had to choose between Joe Zagacki and Defoe, see, at least Defoe's alive, you know. I mean, personally, I like Joe a lot better. Personally, he's a much nicer guy and not paranoid and insecure and backstabbing and stuff. But as far as on the air, I mean, Defoe's 45,000 times the broadcaster that Joe will ever be, because Joe doesn't have a personality. I know he's good buddies. I know he's good buddies with a humper, but you can't program a station based on who's buddies with this one and that one. That's a bad mistake, right? Not a way to program a radio station, okay? I mean, Joe is fine to fill in once in a while, like on a day when everybody's asleep, or like maybe on the last day when the world blows up or something like that. But other than that, the answer is no, Joe. Sorry. Remember what they said in The Godfather? Nobody wants another Joe. Now, here's the deal. Here's what we got so far. What's your take on Hank replacing Stern on QM, which starts Monday? 449 votes. I'm thrilled. Neil will be back to 10 to 2, 144. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway. 80. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil. 63. I'm pissed. I'm through with QM. 56. As in Q, 56. Boy, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Mildly, not tremendously, but I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd fan. 54. I'll still listen to Stern on the Buzz. 28. Hank blows and I won't listen. Only 24. Got that? You got all those numbers down?
Got it. You're listening to Neil Rogers on 560 QAM.
Who wants me to sing God Bless America and Pasties and a G-string up here? I'll do it.
Sooner gonna get you. Sooner or later, the Sooney's gonna get you. Sooner or later, the Sooney's gonna get you. The Sooney's gonna get you. In the war you'll never win. Resistance is what you'll find when you put the genocide with the blueprint of Nazi occupation. Iraqis try to defend their homes against us instead of the Saudis that deserve retaliation. Sooner or later, the Sooney's gonna get you. The Sooney's gonna get you. In the war you'll never win. You leave no child behind by sending them off to die in a war that's insane and homicidal. One symptom of genocide is that the people who fight with nothing to lose get suicidal. Jesus was wrong. Jesus was wrong. Jesus was wrong.
Coming at still noon at 560. You know, Boca recut a couple of these, including that one and also Jesus Land, and I don't know why. They sounded, huh?
I opened up a big mouth, that's why.
What do you mean by that?
I said the vocals were a little difficult to make out in some of the parts.
No, they were not. I don't hear any difference. I mean, they're in there. That's the new one.
I didn't even notice the difference, no.
No. Anyway, it's 11 before noon at QM. We got the Mad Dog at 2, who I'm sure will have... He's going to have lots on his plate today, man. Now that the Dolphin season is over, you'd think, well, it's going to be a little bit slim. We got the Orange Bowl tonight, and the bowl games are all coming to an end. What in the world is there to talk about except maybe that, right? Marlins are a long way off. Panthers, they're undefeated. But there's not much in sports. But now we got radio talk going on. Man, oh, man, do we have a lot of stuff. Dolphins are flying the coop. And I know, I don't want to get involved. Mad Dog's got still... See, first of all, I don't think that Wayne wants Mo to be on the broadcast anyway. That's what we were hearing earlier. Now, maybe he's changed his mind. I don't know. But the story that I was hearing was that they hated him like poison. Now, that may not be true. But why should they be different from anybody else, right?
Right.
And then we got the humper at the Orange Bowl to start the Orange Bowl festivities. He'll be at Gate G. And you can go and say, hey, Hank, congratulations on the morning show. One thing I will say, though, is when you get up early to do a morning show, you eat more because you're up more hours during the daytime. Not good.
I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, on Zeta, we used to have lunch at 8:30 in the morning. You don't remember those days? You weren't listening back then?
I listened very briefly.
We had places that used to bring us cheeseburgers and pizza and all kinds of stuff 8:30 in the morning in the middle of our show because when you get up at like 4:30 in the morning, by 8:30 it's lunchtime. Figure it out.
Well, I have to put Hank on the Howie's list.
I got news for you. You're going to put him in the intensive care list if you start with that crap. No, I'm going to count on certain people. Robert Grieper, okay? He ain't doing anything else these days. Robert Grieper, and who else is going to be there in the morning? Shy?
He will be.
Who will?
Shy.
He'll be Shy? Anyway, whoever's going to be there, you're in charge of monitoring the food consumption, okay? Because I don't want to see us lose this man because he's going to be getting up at 5:30 in the morning to do a 7 o'clock show because he's going to be hopping up the food, Mary. That's bad. Not good. Not good. Anyway, speaking of OJ, which we were earlier, who will be in the stands at the Orange Bowl game tonight. Oh, the Orange Bowl pregame, by the way, is at 7. We got the game at 8 o'clock tonight, 8 to midnight. That's one game we still got. How do you like that, ESPN Radio? To you, huh? How do you like that? We still got the Orange Bowl, even though it's on TV, of course, everybody will be watching. Oklahoma and USC. Oklahoma. I like USC a lot. I don't mean this year because I haven't watched much college football, but I mean I just am a USC fan over the years.
Why?
I don't know.
You went to Michigan State.
No, I'm talking about the West Coast teams.
Okay.
Michigan State, of course, sucks anyway. We all know that. Nick Saban used to coach there, by the way. But, Michigan State in hockey is usually pretty good. What?
Nick Saban coached Michigan State?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Before LSU, man. You bet he was an assistant coach with the Browns. He coached at Michigan State, the Spartans, baby, the green and white, East Lansing, and LSU, which just got beat, by the way, blew a game the other day. That's bad. And then we got the Orange Bowl postgame show at midnight, whenever the game ends. Okay. Now O.J. Simpson, it says in the Sun Sentinel, O.J. the lure of seeing his alma mater play so close to home in the Orange Bowl was impossible to turn down. The Associated Press, a guy named John Nadell, wrote this. Hey John, you better get yourself a map. Wait till you get to the part where it tells you how far he lives away from the stadium. I'll be in the stands cheering as loud as anybody for USC, Simpson told the AP on the telephone to me. Who was the great running back before O.J. Simpson at USC?
Before him? I have no idea.
Oh, man. He was so great. He scored 4 or 5 touchdowns against Notre Dame. What the hell was his name? Somebody will know. Somebody will call it in or fax it in. I can't wait. I always follow SC. Always have, always will, he said. Always follow people in Nicole's house, too, and then wind up slicing up their neck. Now, wait till you hear this. Simpson said he hasn't seen the Trojans play in person for about 10 years, although he's watched most of their games on TV. But he lives only 30 miles
About 30, man.
or so southwest of Pro Player Stadium, so he's set to be there tonight when number 1 Southern Cal takes on number 2 Oklahoma for the national title. His attorney, Yale Galanter, monitored the telephone call and wouldn't allow Simpson to say where he'll be sitting inside the stadium. See what I was saying before?
Yeah.
We'll be looking for you, O.J. We'll be looking to squeeze the juice. To squash the juice, baby. Now, but stop and think about that. Now, you know he lives in Kendall, right?
Right.
I don't know exactly where, but having lived in Kendall, I'm pretty familiar with the territory, living there for 5 years. Now, if you tell me that Kendall, anywhere in Kendall, is 30 miles southwest of Pro Player Stadium, I got 75,000 acres in the Everglades. I'll sell you real cheap, okay? 30 miles? Huh?
Yeah, it's a bit much.
How many miles would you say that is? Maybe 15?
Maybe 15. I was going to say 15.
I mean, Kendall isn't like way, way, way South Dade. I mean, way, way South Dade is like Homestead.
It is a sprawl, though.
What? You really believe that Kendall is 30 miles from PB? And I could be wrong.
No.
I don't know.
Maybe parts of it. I mean, there's a way to check.
Get out of here. 30 miles my ass.
Oh, it's not that big. I've seen it.
Yeah, it is. Simpson played for Southern Cal in 67-68, winning the Heisman his senior season, and, of course, that trophy. Wow. He then went on to become one of the best running backs in NFL history, mostly with the Buffalo Bills. After that, he was an actor, TV football commentator, pitchman for Hurts, and murderer. That, more than anything else, made Simpson perhaps the best-known former USC student, surpassing likes of actors John Wayne. See, I don't agree with that. See, another mistake this guy. You think that O.J. Simpson is better known than John Wayne?
No.
Tom Selleck and Ron Howard, I agree with those. General Norman Schwarzkopf and astronaut Neil Armstrong. Full of crap. Norman Schwarzkopf and Neil Armstrong are known around the world. Do you think O.J. is known around the world? I mean, maybe in certain murderous circles, maybe. Yeah? Maybe there's some jock sniffers in France.
As a famous murder.
That is. So what an article on the AP. It goes to show what passes for news in this country, in your country. Here's Big Arnie says, mixed emotions on this Hank Howard thing. I love Hank. He's the best sports guy around. It'll be great to be able to hear him in the morning because sometimes in the afternoon after a tough day of work, I play a music CD in the car instead of listening to Hank. So that'll be good. Also, I'm a big fan of Howard, meaning Howard Stern. Certainly not that Howard. I miss him a lot. I don't think this move is fair. Don't think this move is fair? What does that mean, Big Arnie? I won't get serious, but make it XM for baseball. Overall, in the end, I'll probably be glad to have Hank anymore. Don't think this move is fair. Well, what does that mean, fair?
Fair to
is
who?
life fair?
Fair to who?
I don't know. To him, I guess. To him. The Stern thing was a disaster, okay? It blew up in the face of this organization. Don't you understand, Big Arnie? It was a mistake. If we were in Peoria, Illinois, if the station were like in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, if the station were like in Ishpeming, Michigan, if the station were in Kalamazoo, if it were in Jackson, Michigan, if it were like in Ann Arbor, then it might be a different story. Would have been. Life would be going on, right?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, WQM is in South Florida, and the powers that be should have realized that the minute they put this show on the air, it was going to be Soros. Even these people don't know what the word means. They knew there was Soros a-coming.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560. This is Mark Morgan. It's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
All right. 2004 sure sucked. Next year we'll have more luck. I can see it now. I bet they'll cure Mad Cow. Might even fight a cure for that guy Michael Moore. When you fill your SUV, that gas will all be free. Even when Bush cuts our taxes, deficits will still go down. Dan Rather will not use faxes. Osama will be found. I know there will be peace throughout the Middle East. All kids will graduate and Queer Eye will be so straight. Please let it be a great year. I sure hate it this year. Don't need wars or elections and no more flu infections. TV will be cleaner and Star Jones will be leaner. Let's all look on the bright side in 2005.
It's 12:01 at 560 WQM. Boy, am I proud of myself for what? You want to know why?
Why?
Guess what story just came across the wire services from Dubai that we had 23 hours ago on his show? Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, whom the U.S. Occupation Authorities declared to be target number 1 in Iraq, has been arrested in the city of Bakuba. The Emirate newspaper Al Bain reported today, referring to Kurdish sources, al-Zarqawi, leader of the terrorist group Al-Tawhid, whatever the hell it is, was recently appointed the director of the Al-Qaeda organization in Iraq. The organization, but he's in custody now. How do you like that?
Huh.
The newspaper's correspondent in Baghdad points out that a report on the seizure of the terrorist, on whom the U.S. put a bounty of $10 million, was also reported by Iraqi Kurdistan Radio, which at one time had been first to announce the arrest of Saddam Hussein. But we had it here yesterday, and I saved the article. Where the hell? I think I said, like I said, I didn't save the article. Yeah, here it is. Where the hell was this from? Actually, I found this on commondreams.org. Yesterday at 1 o'clock. Remember that? Exclusive?
I do.
How do you like that? We even got news for you on this show. That's thanks to the vast resources of the QM News Department, which don't even exist. Man, am I proud of me. Wasn't that good?
That was great.
Now, as far as Catherine Harris in that plane, that's another story. Now, didn't I say that? Didn't I make a little disclaimer yesterday? Because you get burned once, you know.
Right.
Speaking of getting burned once, now when are these people going to learn? We live in a very chilling kind of age, chilling. NBC hasn't received any calls yet about the F word that Motley Crue rocker Vince Neil dropped during the live New Year's Eve broadcast of The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, potty mouth. I say fry both their ass. Happy effing New Year, Tommy, Neil said to bandmate Tommy Lee shortly after midnight Friday. The remark was carried to viewers on the East Coast, but was edited out before it was broadcast in the West, according to the entertainment trade paper Variety, which reported the incident in its website Monday night. Leno normally tapes his shows for broadcast later in the evening, but there's a live version New Year's Eve. He'd never had a problem with profanities before, although the word has slipped out from time to time on other programs, from time to time. The network hasn't received any call. That's because everybody was too stoned off their ass to even pay any attention, right, by midnight?
I should hope so.
U2 singer Bono used the F word last year's Golden Globe Awards, which was also broadcast live by NBC, which seemed the peacock is blushing. The network said it would put this year's broadcast on a 10-second delay. The Golden Globe Awards. The FCC, in a ruling issued last March, said the word should never be used on over-the-air radio or TV programs. FCC officials said at the time they'd received hundreds of complaints from Golden Globe viewers. Bunch of effing idiots. Networks have been more cautious about the material after Janet Jackson, yada, yada, yada. Other crap. Bunch of crap. They said the F word, life is never going to be the same again. Big deal. Grow up, America. Grow up, America. Get a life. Now, Rick faxes and says, if the Dolphins move to 790, Mad Dog will go too, leaving a big gap from 4 to 7. Greg, you putz, and George did a spectacular job, says Rick. I like that. Well, Mad Dog's got a contract. He ain't jumping anywhere. In addition to which, I don't think it's not customary, but it isn't all that uncommon for announcers to work for one radio station and then work on a sports franchise on another station. It does happen, right?
Right.
I mean, there's nothing to preclude him from doing the games. And I'm sure all of that will be addressed between 2 and 4 this afternoon on the world-famous Mad Dog Show, won't it? You bet. Take a look at that response on the poll. If we don't get over 1,000 votes today, George will be on all the rest of the month. What? Well, look, you're getting all these kudos now, man.
Yeah,
you did a hell of a job while I was on vacation, while I was getting tortured by Greg Reed and the Beasleys.
It was a freaking nightmare.
What do you mean by that? No, I don't want to go back into it.
Yeah.
540. Yeah, what I'm talking about was more than a nightmare, man. It was like a daymare. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern on QM? We have 541 votes. I'm thrilled. Neil will be back 10-2. 31.4%. 170 people said that. I don't care. I don't listen before Neil anyway. 96. Another 18.1%. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil. 76. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd fan. 69. I'm pissed. I'm through with QM. 62. Hank blows and I won't listen. 34. I'll still listen to Stern on the buzz. 32. See, they can, if they live close enough to their signal, they can still Howard. And then they'll hear and you know who else is going to be thrilled with this?
Yeah.
Starting next Monday.
I know.
Duh. Yeah, there you go. Right?
I would assume.
He won't have to be getting up in the wee hours of the morning to come in there and be the dump button fairy all the time. That's got to be a real pain in the old keister. Wouldn't you think? Well, he said that was what his excuse was. Will faxes and says, oh, that's it, Anthony Davis. Man, it's a long time ago, early 70s. He was great. And then he got injured his knee or something. He was never like a star in the NFL. Anthony Davis was going to be the greatest running back ever, even better than Jim Brown and Gale Sayers and who am I leaving out? Walter Payton, Sandy Payton. 4 touchdowns were scored by Anthony Davis in the early 70s. Those USC teams coached by John McKay included Sam the Van Cunningham, Pat Hayden, Lynn Swan, J.K. McKay, and Charles Young. Boy, was that a great team. Before O.J., the USC tailback, was Mike Garrett. I think the article meant that O.J. was more associated with USC than John Wayne. Oh, I see. Now, that's not what it said. He said it was the most famous. After O.J., the star running backs, the signature play student body right or student body left were Anthony Davis. Another great, you're right, Ricky Bell, Charles White, and Marcus Allen. Ricky Bell was the brother of Archie Bell and the Drells and died tragically of a rare illness. Remember Tighten Up with Archie Bell and the Drells?
No.
Come on. Boca Brian's got it. He'll play it for you.
Okay.
John McKay leveraged the USC football factory to do the job as first head coach of the Bucks. His son is currently GM of Atlanta. Yeah, John McKay, he was like 0-85 with the Bucks, something like that, remember?
He did terrible.
They were not too good. And guess what? And now they're, again, not too good. But that's the way it goes. They got Brian Greasy at quarterback. What do you expect? Hey, Brian, how's it going, eh? Let's get some calls in here. Okay, we're rambling on too much about the Dolphins going to ESPN. See, there's one problem with all this premature evaluation. If I dare offer my own observations, okay, do I dare do that?
Go for it.
No. I'll do it anyway.
You go, girl.
And that is that other than Joe Rose, ESPN Radio 790 has nobody. I mean, they've got some bodies. They got Craig Minervini, who's highly overrated. He's much ado about nothing. He makes Defoe seem like Howard Cosell. I mean, Craig Minervini is nothing. Now, who they got over there? Oh, and they got Dan LeBastard. Like I said, afternoon drive, Dan LeBastard. Are you schmitting me? You got to be joking with that silly Guayabera he's wearing. You're a clown, Danny boy. You're an idiot. Even though you and your Cuban friends won the World Series in '97. Not last time though. But so they have nothing. They got Joe. Joe is the anchor. But you can't make it. Just having the Dolphin games on there alone, well, yeah, it'll bring more people over there. They are going to lose their ass on it. They'll lose a lot of money. It'll make them feel like big shots. Oh, we got the Dolphins. Yeah, big deal. That and 40 cents will buy half a cup of coffee at 2J's. So what did she bring you, Berkeley? She brought you the 2J's certificate?
Yeah, $10 coupon.
Wow. What a sport. A $10 coupon.
Well, I mean, you know, maybe that's all they gave her.
Knock yourself out, baby. Have yourself a hell of a small meal. Although it's very inexpensive. I ate there with a friend. We had a humongous breakfast, and it was like $18 the whole thing.
That's good.
Good, huh?
That's good
for 2 people.
Sure.
Seriously, the omelet they got, it's called the special, the spectacular. It's like a 4-egg omelet, and it's got everything under the sun. I'm telling you, if you ever had a better omelet, I'd love to know where it was. Just spectacular. Anyway, let's get about 200-300 calls in here because I'm sure this audience is worked up into a frenetic frenzy now, right? We got so many issues on the table. You know what? Howard Stern goes bye-bye in South Florida again, at least from the Broward line down. And you got the Dolphins going to ESPN, perhaps, and the Mad Dog and the Momeister, who knows what the deal is with that. But yeah, and 5 to 7 in the morning and 2 to 4 in the afternoon. What the hell is going on over here, right?
Right.
WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil. Thank God I got through.
Thank God you got through, man.
I just wanted to talk about Howard Stern and how bad he is on the radio. You've exposed him.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the way to go is Hank. I would go with the comedy duo out of Oakland Park.
Yeah. The comedy duo out of Oakland Park. Reverend Jones and his boyfriend. Oh, God. Woo! The comedy duo. Hey, by the way, Reverend Jones.
You're gay.
Yeah. Oh, God. You see, it was. I had a feeling that even though we knew who it was just going to be special. That was special, wasn't it?
Like the corn.
Now, don't be picking on Defo again. Never did like him. WQAM, hello.
I don't know where to start.
Oh, no, it's Paul Harvey Jr. You're off the show. I don't like him
Maybe
anymore.
you wanted to clear up that nasty rumor we heard.
No, he just wanted to clear up his throat. I don't want to talk to him. No, he's off the show. You convinced me after all these years. He's
sure blame me.
Huh?
Blame me.
Well, what do you mean by that? Weren't we talking about him just this morning?
We were, but
before the show?
It's not my fault that he is the way he is.
What does that mean? I don't want him on the show. He's just annoying. He just bugs me. I'd rather hear Reverend Jones. At least he was rather amusing. The comedy duo from Oakland Park. Hey, you got to admit, that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You're just a hard ass. You don't want to give him any credit, okay? Even though we hate him like poison and his boyfriend, or both, whatever.
No, I don't. They're
What?
crazies, and I don't want any part of them anywhere near.
Oh, I'm not saying you have to go out like on a date with them or anything like that, or like be the pivot man in their whatever they're doing.
Right.
Just stay far away. That's what I'm suggesting. Just stay far away. By the way, we're trying to find out where OJ is going to be at the game tonight. 12 minutes afternoon at 560 WQAM. Ring in the new year with a great new car or truck from the folks at Armstrong Ford Homestead. You've been putting off buying anything, but now don't wait any longer because for a limited time, you can get yourself 0% financing on any of the following. New 05s in stock ready for immediate delivery. Escapes, Freestars, Tauruses, F Super Duty Harley-Davidson trucks, and the all-new Ford 500. Want more? Then how about the 1.9% financing that's waiting for an all-new 05 Expeditions, Explorers, F-150s, and Rangers too. Certain restrictions apply. The lots at Armstrong Ford Homestead right as I speak are jam-packed, and they're cutting prices like crazy. They offer you more value, too, because when you buy your Ford from Armstrong Ford, you'll get their exclusive Tires and Batteries for Life program. That is correct, Tires and Batteries for Life, plus, for a limited time, a free Sun Pass, too. David Rich and his staff at Armstrong Ford Homestead will guarantee you the best price, and don't forget, these folks are locally owned and operated. They treat you like family, want to make you a customer for life. You won't get a better deal on a Ford anywhere in town. No bait and switch, no phony deals, no BS. Just the lowest prices anywhere is at Armstrong Ford Homestead, and you'll find them at 30725 South Dixie Highway, just 20 minutes south of the 836. Check them on the Wicked Web, ArmstrongCars.com. Drive a little and save thousands on that new Ford only at Armstrong Ford of Homestead.
The Howard Stern Show. Neil Rogers, mornings and middays. And sports around the clock. From 560 QAM.
It stinks in Miami town at 560 WQAM. Goodbye, Bernie Carrick. I'm in hysterics. We hardly got to know you, and if you ask me, that's quite okay, because you're bad and ugly and insane, yet have no problem getting laid. Bush sure knows how to pick 'em. You were banging Judith Regan and a broad from Ecuador, and then you made her sleep on the floor. You don't deserve a damn thing, but this song I will sing, and that's awfully big of me. Too many wrongs with the Puerto Rican broad in the Bronx. Is that paint job dry on that Lexus at the chop shop? I'm sure the next one they choose for Homeland Security will be another pathetic slob.
1216, Rosie O'Donnell for National Homeland Security Director. What do you say?
All right.
Here's a fax that says, and this is a chronic, man. This is one of the all-time chronics. Tell by the printing.
Sure.
Please stop threatening us with George. We'd rather hear static. Same sleep-inducing effect.
Yeah, stop.
So that's your choice. You can either hear George or...
We could loop that.
Till 2. I beg your pardon?
We could loop it.
Yeah, let's loop-de-loop it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. We got that big Orange Bowl game tonight. Any interest?
No.
Not on this. I'll watch it. It'll be on HD, first of all. Are you going there, Josh?
I will be there.
Josh Cordes is going to the Orange Bowl. Oh! He's going to be searching for OJ. And I got a great gift you can bring him, too.
What's
It's
that?
sitting right there on a counter over there, that big machete?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably have some fun with that.
I'll ask him to sign it.
There you go. Is that before or after he sticks it in? WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
it's your old buddy Johnny Bacon calling again. And, hey, we talk about Zappa once in a while. You know what's up.
Yeah. What?
So, did you ever see Frank live?
What is this man talking about?
I have no
I'm
idea.
talking about Zappa.
Still laughing about Johnny Bacon.
Yeah, Johnny Bacon. Are you making bacon, Johnny?
I'm always making bacon, man.
Yeah, I
what
think
are you
you're
talking
faking.
about?
I think you're faking bacon, Johnny. Get lost. Frank Zappa, my ass. Although we could play about 4 seconds of that, you know. That'd probably make him happy.
Sure.
What do you think?
Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown.
That's it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless lines. Mad Dog at 2 with a real inside story, the inside scoop. We're not going to make it to 1,000 votes on this poll today. All of a sudden, these people kind of laid out. We got 594. I'm thinking we got to get to like 700, 750 by 1 o'clock to have a shot, like Jimmy would say, to have a shot at 1,000 during the show today. They just laid back. They were like foaming at the mouth in the beginning. That's the way it always is, you know?
Right.
Your opinion means something to us. Do you believe it?
No.
No, it doesn't really, but it sounds good to say that. It's like an incentive to get on there and I mean, how much effort does it take to vote on the poll, right? This is extremely important stuff for those people who analyze our programming efforts, lame as they may be. WQAM, hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir. Bad phone, man.
I'm sorry. Is that better?
Me too. No, go ahead.
Okay, here's what my thoughts are.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. Is there any way that Greg Reed, I know he's cheaper than hell and whatever, and all the things you've said, but is there any way that
this is the guy that sounds like Bob Lincoln's...
I'm not Bob Lincoln. I don't
you sound just like him.
Bob Lincoln
You sound just as smashed as he always is.
No, I'm on painkillers, actually. But
well, so are we after listening to this call, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. 2 to 4.
Nevertheless.
Is there any way to get Joe Rose back?
No, of course not. He's under contract with us to get out of here. Go take a little pop a couple more painkillers, man.
And it's nice
him
to
over
share.
for us. Yeah, he's on painkillers. Is there any way to get Joe Rose back? Of course not. We never should have let him go in the first place. See, this is what keeps happening with this series of mistakes, of unbelievable, unacceptable, I don't even know a word to describe it. These aren't just mistakes. These are grievous errors, all right? These are absolutely unacceptable. Keep breaking and smashing and moving and yanking us all around in the middle of it. We're like kind of caught up in this maelstrom that's going on around us and never settle it back down. There was no problem whatsoever back in the spring. Was there? Remember that great spring book?
Sure.
We had Mo there, Mo Bandy in the real early when everybody was sleeping, which is when he's best, 5 to 8. We had Joe Rose 8 to 10, who was kicking ass, serious. We were doing great 10 to 2. We had a huge spring book. Mad Dog was doing his usual big numbers. The Humper was humping it right along, doing fine. And everything was great. We were running around going...
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, and we were.
But
oh, no, that wasn't good enough. Let's see if we can improve on what we're doing. Let's see if we can't keep screwing it up again.
They had a shot at greatness, don't you know?
We were great. We had it. We not only had a shot, we were like dot the I in it. Pure, unadulterated Schmidt. And all of a sudden, well, let's do this and let's do that, move everybody around. And we got like all these people that we're paying who are under contract who aren't even working. We basically, after yanking Joe Rose around for months and keeping him on the end of a string and screwing him big time, invited him to go across the street. He's the only thing they've got over there. And if they get the Dolphins, that'll be the other thing. But they're not going to make any money on that. He's the only thing that means anything on that station. If they would have gotten the Humper, then they'd had something. Then they had the makings of a real contender, huh?
Then they would fear you, or
right. That's right. Then we would fear them. But in the meantime, they're nothing. They got nothing, no story. Yeah, but we got the Dolphins. Big deal. That, like I said, that in about 22 cents will buy a lock of Wayne's hair from when he was a child. WQAM, hello.
Approximately 30, man.
WQAM, hello.
Yes, Neil, how you doing, partner?
Okay, Pally.
Hey, I just, with your new lineup going on, I got a suggestion. Static before George.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, be sure and fax it again, okay? We may have missed the first one. WQAM, hello.
Hi, Neil.
You know what that sounded like? That sounded like Ted.
But it wasn't.
But it was not. Yes, sir.
Yo, Neil, hi. Listen, I have a question for you. I've been trying to get a hold of Balance for Life, and I can't seem to get the number, and it's not on the Internet. I got some place in New York.
I haven't got any clue. I don't even know if they're still around anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they ran out of Baba Ganoush. Sure miss those days, you know it?
Yes, I do.
24 past noon at QAM. Here's one of the best stories of the year so far. I mean, the year is young, but not too bad. Woman wants to cleanse colons in her home. Logan, Utah, a woman is fighting the city council in Providence to issue her a permit to run a colon cleansing service out of her home.
Rectum.
Colon hydrotherapy is a licensed procedure in other states, but in Utah, it's considered only a homeopathic method. Homeopathic method. Colette Yates says she's invested 2 years and roughly $40,000 on her home business, which focuses on removing waste from the large intestine by injecting water into the colon where it loosens and softens waste. The water is injected through the
rectum.
The Providence Planning Commission recently recommended denial of Yates' request for a permit to operate alternatives in health in her home. Planning commissioners said they wanted to avoid setting a precedent of allowing medically oriented businesses in residential hoods. Yates said commissioners are wary because they're not familiar with the procedure, though she provided them with detailed videos and literature. Oh, God, I bet you a lot of people can't wait to see those detailed videos. You know what I'm saying? I bet you I know who'd like to see it.
Duh.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think?
No, I don't want to think about it.
Well, it's a little past your lunchtime. The International Association for Colon Hydrotherapy, which I quite frankly wasn't familiar with them yet, describes it as a safe, effective method of removing waste from the large intestine. Who was it that we used to work with? I'll tell you who it was. It was our young friend, J.C. Oh, I don't know if we should play that.
I didn't say...
No, that
Not
wasn't
that
him.
J.C.
Oh, that's the wrong J.C. That's Jeff Cohen.
Jesus Christ.
I wanted it.
That's the
That
J.C. Gee, if I only knew he would have wanted it back in the day. Anyway, I feel it's a modality not unlike massage therapy or dermatology procedures that already are going on in this area, Yates told commissioners. It's world-renowned and people are doing it everywhere, but it's relatively new to Cache Valley. Yates became inspired 2 years ago to practice colon hydrotherapy after it relieved her of painful complications from fibromyalgia. She traveled to Florida, of course, for training. Where else would you go for training in something like that besides Florida, right?
Right. The
anus of the universe. Invested thousands of dollars on the specialized equipment, renovated 2 bedrooms in which to perform the procedure, and obtained professional liability insurance. Yates said she had accumulated several clients through word of mouth and and from chiropractors. I've helped people who've gone to doctors who said, we can't do anything else for you. Yates said they walk in so bent over and so sick they can't function. I'm able to help them with that by sticking a tube deep inside their rectum. Commissioners questioned Yates on how she'd safely monitor the water pressure in clients or how she would dispose of the waste a closed plumbing system flushes into the sewer. I haven't heard anything negative about it, and I've been asking, but I think it belongs in a chiropractic office, said Commissioner Christina Lamborn, who voted recommending denying the permit. I feel very strongly about that, she said. There's nothing like a good, strong colonic clean-out, man. When in doubt, clean it out, right? Clean that baby out.
Right, and flavors.
Yeah, that kid JC, he was very big into that. Remember?
No.
Yeah, that's all he ever talked about was getting his colon blown out.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
WQAM.
It's a lie. I am not a Nazi.
Counting down the hits with Casey Kasem.
Hi, I'm Casey Kasem. Welcome back to our countdown of this week's Top 20 Ringtones. We're up to our number 1 ringtone of the week. But first, our unlimited coast-to-coast, long-distance request and dedication. It's from Jessica S. She writes, Dear Casey, recently, my sister was caught lip-syncing on national TV. At first, she blamed her band, and then she blamed her ass's reflux, whatever that is. Anyway, Casey, since everyone thinks I'm the stupid one in the family, could you play Green Day's American Idiot for my sister Ashley? Signed, Jessica. So, from Jessica to Ashley, here's your unlimited coast-to-coast, long-distance request and dedication. That's American Idiot from Jessica to Ashley. Now, on with the countdown.
Casey's Coast to Coast.
But first, let's recap our top 3 ringtones.
Number 3.
Coming in at number 3, Rondo alla Turca by Mozart.
Number 2.
At number 2, that tune that sounds like heart and soul but isn't. And now, this week's number 1 ringtone.
Number 1.
For the 3rd week in a row, Waltz of the Flowers. There you have it, the top 20 ringtones in America, as tabulated by Phone Billboard magazine. Tune in again next week when we'll once again count down America's top 20 ringtones. I'm Casey Kasem saying keep your volume turned down and keep reaching for 4 bars.
American Top 20.
Wow. All I can say is that people with those musical, wild and fancy ringtones are really gay. Yeah, it is. It's very... Look at this. FMQB has discovered a minor story in the South Florida market. You keep doing it. You'll get it. It says top-rated talk show host Neil Rogers has signed a 2-year contract extension with WQAM Miami, extending his deal until December 2008. Well, that's good. Thank you. But the big story is right there on the front page of the Sun Sentinel. QAM to drop Howard Stern show starting next Monday, January 10th. Hank Goldberg doing 7 to 10 a.m. Rogers goes back to 10 to 2. That's the big story. And they still haven't discovered it. Neither has Radio Inc., neither has Radio Records. Pretty weak, man. Pretty weak. And you know what the problem is?
What's the problem?
Well, the problem is that there are some people who have a really difficult time. You know, they go through all the holidays and they have like our sales department. That's why the log is basically empty today. We're not making enough money today even to pay Josh's salary.
Wow.
What does that tell you? Is that sad? And George, with the kind of spots we got on the log right now, he may have to send that TV back that he bought, that HD, for Josh over Christmas.
I saved the receipt.
Did you? Good. Always a good idea. Tamarack Bob says, on a fax, putting the 2 old Jews out in the morning may satisfy the sports nerds, but it doesn't light my fire. Who are the 2?
I don't know.
Hank and... Huh? Who's the other one?
I don't know.
Oh. Thank God I live far enough north to get Bob and Tom. They still are the AM pick of the crop. I agree. I love Bob and Tom. Having said that, you being back to 10 to 2 is a positive step. Right on, Bob. Finally, while it's true that George was pretty good this past week, the Beast one-day fill-in was great. He should get credit for doing a great show. The Beast being great, I find that just such a stretch. Now, did you work that show with him, Josh?
Yeah.
And it was great?
It went better than I thought it was going to be.
What day was that?
I want to say it was Thursday?
It's Friday. It was a Friday.
Friday was Christmas
Eve,
right?
Eve, yeah,
Christmas Eve.
Well, we got a lot of calls. I mean, I was surprised. I didn't think anyone would be listening or whatever, but we actually had a lot of calls, so it worked out.
Right, and he did a great show.
Well, I don't know if it was a great show, but...
Come on!
Hey, we got through it, man. It was
okay. In other words, it was all right. It was acceptable under the circumstances.
Yes.
It says it's too bad that people's real choice, Rick and Suds, cannot be heard. Let me just say this about that, okay? Every time we take a poll, because we worked with those guys a long time, we like Suds a lot. Rick we could live without. He's all right. But the fact of the matter is they were on INZ with that 50,000-watt signal in the middle of the day, and they had no drawing power. You see, if you're a real factor in the market, you have a number, right? And I realize that Cheap Channel has butchered that station up big time, but when you're on in the morning, it's not like you're following somebody. See what I'm saying?
Right.
When you're on 6 to 10 in the morning getting like a 0.5 or whatever they got over there, there's something wrong. There's a problem over there. See? So it's really interesting that Rick and Suds are the people's choice, and every time we take a poll, our audience just begging to have Rick and Suds somewhere on this radio station. But the problem is that when they were on there, nobody listened to them. That's the problem. Now, maybe it was because Rick was doing all that stock market crap. That may be it. It says, P.S. There are radio shows that are locally produced but still are syndicated also on XM or Sirius, so what would prevent you from doing the same? Absolutely nothing, Tamarack Bob. Now that Norma Kent has finally survived this hysteria of Greg Reed and the Beasleys the past 10 days, 2 weeks, give them a little bit of a rest for a while. Maybe we can work on that next. There's nothing to prevent them from doing that. Absolutely, positively nothing, right?
Right.
We could have a way of just filling in the commercial breaks if they just don't carry the breaks. That's all. Other than that, everything is just copacetic. Just open up the old pot and smoke it and have a good time, right? Roll a big fat one.
We can fill the breaks with that.
Right, but keep in mind what Howard says. He says he believes in a drug-free life. That's what Stern said on that promo.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the deal. We've fallen under 30% on the first category, and I'm a little bit put off on that. I don't know if we're going to make our 1,000 votes. We got 670. I don't think so, do you?
No. We
got to get to 800 by 1 o'clock. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern on QM? When we first put this poll up at about 10:30 this morning, 10:35, the response on this poll was just, you would have thought we were asking, how would you like to have $1 million small bills cash? Just vote on this and we'll hand it to you, you know? Just about, right?
You'd think.
I'm thrilled. Neil will be back to 299. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway, 127. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil 100. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd fan, 89. I'm pissed. I'm through with QAM, 68, 10%. Pissed off and fired up and on our way out. Hank blows and I won't listen, 46. And I'll still listen to Stern on the buzz, 39, without the bleeps and the Swiss cheese. That's what you're saying. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy that the old fat baby got his way, huh?
Yeah, the old fat baby, right. Mm-hmm. WQAM, hello. QAM, hello. QAM.
Yes, I'd like to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
Neil, in light of the egos that are involved, both with Wayne Huizenga and QAM Greg Reed and all that, isn't it unlikely that if the Dolphins do move, Manders is going to stay? And then what they've done is...
I think he's got 2 years left on his deal with us.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So if they want to bring him, somehow they'd have to do something to get him out of it or whatever. And then what happens is they've now upset the afternoon by putting Hank in the morning and moving Joe later on. If it's got to be flipped around again, then you go through 6 months or 8 months from now another whole circus.
Well, that seems to be our.
Well, yeah, it is the way they do things there.
Right. That seems to be the standard operating procedure at QAM now. Is just constant chaos.
Because I would think that Hank is so strong in the afternoon that they'd want to find somebody real strong in the mornings.
Right.
Which obviously Hank could be, but leave him where he is.
Well, you see, the interesting part of that is they had somebody very strong in the morning. His name is Joe Rose.
Correct.
And they diddled him around and they lied to him and they strung him along. And in the meantime, they were working behind the scenes to pull his Stern thing off. And then when they did, like I said, they invited him to go across the street and stick it to us. And he's doing a good job of that already.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to get the Dolphins over there. I mean, this is just, it's like an act of self-immolation. You know, you've seen those people that set themselves on fire?
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of.
But it's like, as you say, it's SOP. It's like as the QAM turns every day.
This is the way that our outfit does business. And you just get to the point where you can't, you just accept it. That's the way it is.
Well, the one thing that's going to be great is having you back at 10, because I've lost interest in Stern over the last couple of years. And, you keep flipping over and flipping over and flipping over, and then next thing you were listening to Joe or somebody else on some other station, and then, it'd be noontime, and you'd be...
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He sure didn't set the world on fire in that last trend. It was really a big disappointment, that number he had in there. I mean, we're expecting these humongous numbers, and it didn't materialize.
Well, the thing that happened, too, is aside from the FCC getting involved in all this stuff, it was impossible to listen on QAM, because they were dumping even more than other stations.
Right. That's right.
And it just was horrible.
And why would anybody with a brain, why would any sane person put a show on that they have to keep, that they feel so uncomfortable with? They have to bring in 2 people. They have to have 2 people sitting there with dump buttons. We went from a 7-second delay to about a 5-minute delay or whatever the hell it is, and they're dumping and dumping it. Well, what is that?
Mm-hmm. And then they had that crazy music they put on. It was just, it was impossible to listen to.
Yeah, it was an abortion. There's no question.
And then and then the other thing for the rest of the day, and it has to be done after your show, it sounds as though there's a Spanish musical bed being played all day long.
Right.
And I mean, that makes it impossible to listen to.
But they don't start till after my show, you're saying?
After your show. It's because you guys, I don't know what you've done with it, but occasionally here or there you hear it on yours. I heard a little bit earlier today, but in the afternoon it's like Hank has this Spanish musical bed going all afternoon.
Maybe that's why he's moving in the morning. Hey, Pally.
Take care.
I told Fidel, cut the crap, okay? Tone it down a little bit, sweetheart. We're going to cut off your beard and give you a bath.
See, he'll do favors for a fellow commie.
Shave you real close. 19 till 1 at 560 WQAM, where the chaos never stops. I'll tell you a place that's down to earth. Brandy Shoes in Pompano Beach. No BS over there, man. Just great deals on the best name shoes in the business. They got people that give you personal service, which is why Brandy's has lasted so long. They make sure you get a perfect fit every time. And, of course, unbeatable deals, too, with the lowest prices in town. At Brandy's, you'll find top-quality names. No off-brands. They have only the best. Rockports, Florsheim, SAS, Sperry, Naturalizer, Timberland, all the other names you know and love. And I guarantee you, I'll bet you Maddie Bell's life on it right now that whatever style suits you that you find over there at Brandy's, they have your size in stock on a shelf ready to slap on your fat feet right now. Brandy's is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 9, and every Sunday, even 10 to 5. You'll find Brandy's at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. It's always well worth the trip. Take good care of those Tootsies, man. It's a great time to buy SAS this week at Brandy's. Get you some great savings on selected men's and women's styles. Be sure to come into Brandy's this week or visit them on that wicked web at brandyshoes.com.
You're listening to Neil Rogers. Correct. On 560 QAM.
It's the biggest pile of horse crap I have ever seen in my frickin' life.
Yo, son, dragging after a tough day rhyming over fat beats? Then you need to chill in a Jay-Z Boy recliner. The only chair designed by me, multi-platinum recording artist Jay-Z. Check this bad boy out. Y'all be sipping and tripping, cause Jay-Z Boy recliners got 24-karat gold cup holders in the armrest. Big enough to hold 8 magnums of Cristal, y'all. And the seat is extra wide, just in case your shorty Beyonce stops by, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jay-Z, what you doing, big boy?
What up, baby? And here's the best part. The Jay-Z Boy recliner adjusted for position, y'all. Business, maxing, relaxing, and mad pimping. And dig this. The patented Jay-Z Boy quick release footrest is perfect for booting R. Kelly the hell off your stage. Yo, what the? Jay-Z Boy recliners. Get paid and put one in your crib today.
This is an outstanding fax you just sent me here.
Yeah.
So sure, I'd like to hear Rick and Suds on WQAM. Suds from 2 to 6 p.m. and Rick from 3 a.m. to 3:30 a.m., maybe 3 to 3:15 a.m. There you go. If Norm Kent can't do the job, why the hell do you keep him around? That self-loving queen has ruined your career time and time again. Here I thought I was doing okay. Even though, what? Yeah. Hey, listen, right. What he endured the last 2 weeks, and I did too, with these people. I don't care. There just are no words to describe it. You can't even begin to imagine the atrocity of the situation and the grotesqueness and the lies and the BS and they ought to open up a new chain of stores called Insults Is Us, because that's all they do to people is just jerk them around and but whatever. It says, I'm sorry you signed another 4 years with that dump. There's so much static on 560 AM. You sound like you're doing your show live from Niagara Falls. That's an idea. They got a nice casino there. You're going to lose your ass. I'd like to see Greg Reed, Duff Flimsy, and Josh Straight as an Arrow go over together in a barrel. Well, maybe we can arrange that. We can do a broadcast. What do you think? Speaking of Straight as an Arrow, what great timing. An Indian helicopter dropping food and water over the remote Andaman and Nicobar Islands has been attacked by tribesmen using bows and arrows.
All right.
How do you like that? Even Leapy Lee would like this story. There were fears that the endangered tribal groups had been wiped out when massive waves struck their islands, but the authorities say the attack is a sign they've survived. Well, at least there's some good that came out of it. More than 6,000 people there are confirmed as either dead or missing, but thousands of others still are unaccounted for. The Indian Coast Guard helicopter was flying low over Sentinel Island to drop aid when it came under attack by bows and arrows. The Andaman and Nicobar archipelago is home to several tribes, some extremely isolated. Officials believe they survived the devastation by using age-old early warning systems. They might have run to high ground for safety after noticing changes in the behavior of birds and marine wildlife. And isn't it like somebody said the other day, the animals, they know, right. They can sense it. I was talking to somebody about it over the weekend. They can sense it. But in the meantime, we're out there, the people on the beaches, they're frolicking. Oh, look at that, here comes a nice big wave. Time to get your surfboard out. Oops. It says scientists are examining the possibilities, see whether it can be used to predict earth tremors in the future. It can't be all bad, right? Keep your eye on the birds. That's what Tippi Hedren said. Didn't she just die?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, damn. I like Tippi Hedren. So did Alfred Hitchcock. You couldn't keep her hands off her. Old troll, old lech. Kind of like the bird. See, there it is again. You see how all these pieces of the puzzle fit together? Holy crap. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular wireless lines. WQAM, hello. QAM. Going once.
Yeah, how you doing? Neil?
Okay, Pally, yes.
Happy New Year, belated. I'm glad you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with you. Hank Goldberg couldn't carry Howard Stern's bags. Tell everybody the truth. It's because they can't afford Howard anymore.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I see. Sounds like Howard's brother. No, the truth is that they don't want to pay any more FCC fines. That's the truth, okay? They just finished with a 35...
He's going anyway.
55,000... What?
Yeah, he's going away anyway.
Yeah, plus it's a lame duck show. You know, when you come on the air and you tell everybody that you're leaving and that you want to, any day is going to be your last, it's not really conducive, which is why Citadel took him off the air, which is why we're dropping him next Monday. And see, it's one thing to be disappointed if you're a Stern fan. I can certainly relate to that. But in terms of Howard himself, this is what he wants anyway. He wishes he'd give his left nut if Infinity would tell him tomorrow, oh, well, guess what? We just can't. We don't want any more of this. And we got somebody to fill in there. And good luck to you, okay? Have a great life. That's what he wants. So maybe that's one of the reasons they didn't even discuss it this morning. I'm sure they will tomorrow, and I'm sure I'll get some of the credit for it, some of the blame. And let me say it again. I was too busy involved in 10 days of the most psychotic, I don't even want to call it negotiations, bullcrap is what it was. I don't have any time to worry about Howard Stern. The only thing we wanted to know is that what the hell time we were going to start every day, which we had agreed that we would start no later than 11. That was basically it. But I'm sure that they'll be, that's Neil Rogers. Whatever you say. I have the power. And you watch, they'll put Defoe on there 2 to 4. You just mark my words, which will be a bad move. WQAM, hello.
Neil, ¿cómo estás?
How you doing, Pally?
Good. Neil, I don't know if you went over this yesterday or if somebody called you on this. I was listening on Sunday night to your station, a national show by Chet Kopic, and he gave us the award for the dumbest announcement on the radio last year, and it went to Mo Howard David for liking the Dave Wannstedt firing to Iraq.
Yeah, that was also, he stole that from Sports Illustrated. That's where that came from.
Oh, okay. Well, just wanted to share that with you, Neil.
He's probably the Paul Castronova of sports talk.
Oh, okay.
Thanks a lot, Pally. Have a great New Year. Yeah, I mean, how many weeks ago was that in Sports Illustrated?
About 30, man.
Have we read it on here repeatedly? Well, I wanted to make sure that Mo didn't miss it. I'm sure he was pleased getting at least a mention, right, in Sports Illustrated.
Right.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm listening.
If Mo's listening right now. 2 to 4 with Mo, man. At least for the interim. Now, I don't know when does his deal end in March or something?
I don't know.
Man. Oh, I better get my other halls. Better get some more halls ready.
All right.
I think when you suck on too many of those, you got problems. Halls.
Well, your tongue goes numb.
No, I'm not talking about that. Just you get that kind of like I don't know, that nasty deep in your throat. Deep throat.
No, I don't.
5670560. Just watch it now. Just govern yourself accordingly, man. We got the new deal going. Everything is fine. We got life is wonderful, except for that wife of yours. But other than that, everything is pretty good. Pound 560 on a Verizon and Singular Wireless line. Remember what I told you about Bob Savage?
No.
Little guy marrying he died.
Oh, yeah,
I told you that yesterday.
That's right.
Oh, the only difference being that the tall broad that he married, she had a ton of money. That was the big difference. So next time.
Yeah, there will be.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, Howard Stern's a lame duck, like you said, but I would love to see Rick and Suds on in the morning. Anything's better than the sports show.
Well, Hank Goldberg's going to be on in the mornings.
Hank's good.
Huh?
I said Hank is good. He'll be all right. But I think you and Rick and Suds and now I'm losing my mind. The great mimicker. He's now on KLX out in California. But that was
Phil Hendry.
Phil Henry, those days with IoT were the best
but you
radio.
can't turn the clock back, man. You can't live in the past. We got to move forward, not backward.
Excellent. All right, Neil, you're the man.
Okay, I am. Now, see, the thing of it is this. Now, how many times did I say that we spent all of that energy and all that promotion being the sports station, right? Isn't that what this was always about? Even the promo, sports talk radio, yada yada, right? Isn't that what they say?
That's what they say.
Then how come we put Pharrell on and we start getting away from it, which we got burned badly with that? And then how come after we got burned badly with it, it's like a little kid keeps putting his hand on a hot stove and we keep going back and sticking our hand on it again, on the stove too? I don't get it. And then all of a sudden it was Stern and me, so that's like 6 and 8 hours a day of non-sports, right?
Right.
And now all of a sudden we're going to go back and we're going to be sports again now that we got a new sports station in there, which has taken the Dolphins away and already took Joe Rose when we blew him out the door. I just don't get it. Make up your mind. What would you like to be, okay? What would you like to be? You want to be a sports station? You want to be a sports and entertainment station? You want to be just an entertainment talk show? Well, what do you want to be? That's my question, besides a compulsive chronic prevaricator. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
How you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great.
Neil, I wanted to call you yesterday because you played that drop where Mandich says Howard Davids is a bitch.
and I was listening to the Dolphin game over the weekend, the last game or whatever, and towards the end of the game or at the end of the game, Howard Davis starts to say, well, it was a great season. Well, not it was a great season, but it was a pleasure doing this with you. He told Mandich it was a pleasure to work with him and whatnot, and my ears perked up, if I could say that. I wanted to hear what Mandich was going to reply.
Right.
And he not for a second did he say same to you or yeah, it was a great pleasure. He right away he switches the subject to how this was uncharted waters with the Dolphins because they've never had such a bad season and whatever. He never acknowledged that it was a pleasure working with.
Well, because it was not, because he despises a man like poison just like everybody else does. But what can I tell you? He's not going to lie about it.
That's awesome. Anyways,
suck up.
I just got on. I just got in the car like 20 minutes ago, and I'm hearing all this stuff with all these changes. I guess Howard's gone, and Hank Goldberg's coming in the morning and everything. They don't know what they're going to do in the afternoon.
Right.
Wow. Anyways, I got to chime in because I know that Hank seems to be somewhat popular, but I'm definitely on the other percentage that think that Hank is a piece of Schmidt.
Really?
And as far as I'm concerned, he could do the overnight show.
I'll tell you one thing. If he is, he sure is a big piece of Schmidt. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, big pile of Schmidt. All right.
Okay.
Love you, Neil.
Like you, Pally. Okay, there's a guy I don't like Hank. Well, hey, listen. If everybody likes... I remember Bill Vines at WIOD years ago. He was the GM. And he interviewed me twice to hire me, even though he would lied about it. But he really didn't. The first time he said to me, wouldn't you like to be like Sandy Payton? Wouldn't you like everybody to like you? And I said, no, if everybody likes you, that means you're boring.
I mean, you're not saying anything.
Yeah. Oh, boring. Like Sandy Payton. Lovely lady. Hello, have a nice day. That kind of crap with her 1 and 2 shares. Who the hell wants that? Everybody to like you. First of all, if you want everybody to like you and go, have a nice day. Yeah, that crap, then you're in the wrong business doing a talk show. That means you're going to put everybody into a coma like Catherine Lanford. That crap. Isn't that her name?
Catherine Lanford.
I'm so glad I can't hear that. I'm so pleased that I can't hear that.
Once. I'll book a run, make a tape for you.
12:56 at 560 WQAM Mad Dog. We got a lot of irons in the fire there. We got to find out what he's going to be doing. I might have to tape his show today. I got to go get a haircut today, but I got to tape his show and find out because I don't know. See, the audience thinks that we know. I talked to our operations manager and our program director both this morning before the show. They were both fairly verbose, and neither one of them has a firm answer. We don't know what we're doing. We still got like 6 days, right?
Right.
And we still don't have the schedule for Friday, which Clarence was going to bring us. And he wonders why we don't want to talk to him. You give a guy like that who's got a title now, Program Director Emeritus, whatever it is, give him like a little assignment, like there's one page missing here in the schedule. I realize it's only Tuesday, but I would feel more comfortable. You know me, I like to be prepared ahead. That's one thing I have a fetish about that. I get to places early. I like to be prepared well ahead. I like to get everything all set up, the log, the sponsor before the show, at least a half hour, an hour ahead. That's just me. I don't want to have to wait until Friday and then sit here with just my kneecap in my hand, right? Looking for the Friday schedule. And, of course, maybe they're working on it. Maybe they're changing it as we speak. Maybe they're penciling and scratching. And they're probably on the phone with Defoe right now. You mark my words, it's going to be Jeff DeForest. You put it right down. In fact, you can write it in ink, in indelible ink. And you think that's going to be a really positive move on WQAM, replacing Jim Mandich with Jeff DeForest from 2 to 4? Oh,
are you asking
God. Huh? You don't have to answer. That's a rhetorical question. Hey, the Emerald Coast wants to wish all of you folks a Happy New Year, and they're proud to announce you can still enjoy Lobster Fest every Friday through Sunday. Emerald Coast continues to be Florida's #1 Asian gourmet buffet, as rated not just by me, but by Zagat Restaurant Review, who knows their stuff. In addition to Emerald Coast all-you-can-eat buffet, now you can enjoy succulent, juicy Maine lobster served Thermidor style. Start your mouth-watering experience with your choice of 6 different soups, or have all of them if you like. Just shovel them in your pants. And then sample dozens of Oriental treats, including fried snapper in a Thai sweet and sour sauce, and an old favorite, whole-roasted duck in hoisin sauce. You can also enjoy their brand-new sushi bar featuring over 30 different items.
About 30, man.
And if you still have room, Emerald Coast out-of-this-world dessert bar features tiramisu, ice cream with all your favorite toppings, and a brand-new state-of-the-art chocolate fondue fountain. I can't stop thinking about that. It's a good thing I didn't know about that when I was there, you know it?
Damn good.
I would have just stood under it and pressed the hose. Don't forget, the Emerald Coast promotes healthy living, cooking all their fine cuisine with the best ingredients going, cholesterol-free canola oil, no MSG, no cornstarch, no crap. It's good for you. Emerald Coast with 3 locations. They're in Sunrise, Sunny Isles Beach, and Pembroke Pines. For reservations, it's 954-572-3822. 954-572-3822 for the world-famous Emerald Coast Chinese Buffet.
Listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
It's a phenomenon!
It's not just the 1 to 2 hour. Isn't that what he was going to say?
Yes.
Down to the strip joint, fat and go. Stick a dollar in the garter of a tattooed hole. Oh! He said, honey, got money for you. But when you're taking me back into the private room for a job. 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 Fat and go. She insists. I'm gonna hold you down like a tuna fish. Picking up a big roll of his fat. And only by the smell can you tell where it's at. For a hand. How to make the ball men cry. Black man shakes with a shout and a howl. And leaves a skid mark on the towel. Oh, wow. Hey, wow. Hey, wow. Black man gets wow. Christ! Christ!
103 at 560 WQAM. I like the redone ones better than the original ones sometime like that.
Sometimes, sure.
That's funnier than the original. 764 votes. We need to get to 900 by 1:30 to make our 1,000 by 2 o'clock, don't you think?
Okay.
Because if we don't get to 1,000 votes on the poll by 1 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, what time is it? By 2 o'clock, we're going to put Joe Zagacki on the rest of the month. I don't want to threaten the audience or play Butch Boss with you folks, but you better get with it. Abandoned U-Haul causes bomb scare Miami courthouse. Dade County authorities evacuated more than 4,000 people from the county's criminal justice center yesterday during a bomb scare that began after a man abandoned a U-Haul truck near a restricted parking lot at the state attorney's orifice. Ultimately, police found no explosives, but for 3 hours, the suspicious incident startled traffic along one of the main arteries to area hospitals and shut down legal proceedings. The scare also highlighted the level of nervousness by authorities at the height of an uncertain age. What's an uncertain age, like about 12?
Right.
If anything, this was a good drill for us, said Miami Police spokeswoman Delrish Moss. A lot of work and a lot of details, but we can't take any chances these days. You never know when something bad's going to happen. The incident began about 10 o'clock yesterday morning when the truck's driver backed a 24-foot hauler over a grassy median and into a restricted parking lot for prosecutors. The truck's bumper backed into the back of a Dodge pickup parked in the lot, causing minor damage. The driver then moved the U-Haul several feet before abandoning it on the street between courthouse and prosecutors' headquarters. Ed Griffith, a spokesman for the state attorney's office, said the man then ran into the office building apparently agitated. Griffith said the man mumbled something about a delivery, asked to use a bathroom, and then ran away when security tried to detain him. It was very, very odd, Griffith said. Soon police ordered everyone inside the courthouse, the state attorney's office, and the public defender's office out. When in doubt, get the hell out. County jail officials moved inmates to a far end of the facility, while police put administrators at nearby Cedars Medical Center on alert. The evacuees included judges, about 400 people summoned for jury duty, and dozens of law enforcement agents scheduled for trial appearances. The tense situation further escalated when police learned that someone rented the truck with phony ID and that courthouse personnel discovered a mysterious package in a stairwell. Are you putting this whole picture together? It's not a pretty picture. Oh, no. Someone rented the truck about 8 a.m. at a U-Haul station in Miami's Overtown neighborhood with a fake driver's license, a false address, and phone number. The truck was due back this morning. Police searched throughout the day for the driver, described a man in his mid-40s, last seen wearing a purple flannel jacket and jeans. Oh, not that guy. Obviously, this man didn't care about the truck and didn't want to be near it, said Moss. We don't want to be near it either. After a slow and meticulous search that involved the use of a remote-controlled robot, bomb technicians found nothing inside the truck, and the package turned out to be a rolled-up jumpsuit, police said. Police also discovered that someone tampered with the truck's ignition system, suggesting it was stolen. How do you like that? Sounds pretty freaky to me. Also, speaking of freaky, Clear Channel, you know those holy rollers, those uppity...
the God wax?
Right. Clear Channel Communications is being criticized by women's health advocates over a Christmas contest which granted breast enlargement surgeries to women in 4 cities. The Breast Christmas Ever contest was aired in Tampa, Jacksonville, St. Louis, and Detroit, and has drawn the ire of both the National Resource Center for Women and Families and the National Organization for Women. Now has urged its supporters to file complaints with the FCC. The controversy comes within months of Clear Channel paying a record $1.75 million fine to resolve indecency complaints against Howard Stern, Tampa radio personality Bubba Lovesponge, and others. While neither group is alleging the breast surgery contest violated decency standards, they're complaining the contest promotes potentially dangerous surgery and leaves its winners with no legal remedy should the surgery go awry. There's nothing worse than a breast that goes awry. Under the rule, winners, who must be at least 18, they must sign a waiver protecting the company from all liability claims. I try not to be judgmental about whether a large radio station should be giving away free toys to children instead of free breast augmentation, said Diana Zuckerman, president of the National Research Center for Women and Families, a health advocacy organization. Now is urging the public to send emails to Clear Channel and the FCC to complain about what it considers a degrading and unethical contest. About 34 messages had been sent to the FCC, and Clear Channel now said yesterday. They're pouring in. Just like the votes on our poll about Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern starting next Monday, January 10. Aren't they pouring in? They better be. 781. We got a long way to go till 850, you know what? How many do we need? 900 by 1:30? Never make it. You think? How many you got?
No, we'll never make it.
We'll never make it to 1,000 by 2 o'clock?
No.
Get Joe Z on the phone. Tell him to crank up those tonsils, man. Let's see. 783. Slow down to a crawl. 5670560, pound 560 on a Verizon and Singular wireless line. See, that's one thing about South Florida. They may care a little bit, and they may, sing a pretty good song, but they don't care enough to send their very best. They care enough to send their very worst, though, as George found out last week. WQAM, hello.
Not trying to suck around, but if it had been anybody else on from 10 to 2 than you, I probably would be upset that Howard is going to be off the air.
Right.
But question that maybe you answered before, does QAM sign a contract with him? Does he get money for...
Sure.
And do they continue to pay it then?
I don't think so. These people aren't. They're already paying Mo Howard and Gildy and a bunch of other people. I don't think so. I think there's some legal stuff involved in that.
Because in listening to him, that seems to be his biggest gripe that he goes on and on about with regards to that other station.
Citadel, yeah.
Yeah, that it is already taking him off. He's saying, well, they owe me the money, and that's all that counts. I don't give a crap about it.
Yeah, but I think the fact that he was on there every day promoting Sirius for like 4 or 5 hours a day, I don't think he's got a leg to stand on. Because he was, you see, before he signed the deal with us, I believe, to the best of my knowledge, he already had been working that Sirius deal.
Oh, I'm sure he had. He had. So. All right. Have a great one, Neil.
Good luck to us, Pally. Thanks. Yeah, we need to get to 800 votes by the time Josh runs to the tea room to get rid of that bacon egg sandwich he was eating this morning. They're pouring in now one at a time. This is not a good sign. You know what?
No.
784, 792. Now they're coming in chunks. Okay, you were talking about chunks yesterday. Now they're starting to come in chunks, and you're probably asking why is this important? And of course the answer is it's not. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
It's just for fun. Yes, sir.
How you doing, Neil?
Pretty good, Pally.
Happy belated New Year. I just got back in town. Thank you. Just got back in town yesterday. It only took me one day to realize, I got to get, I got to get out of here. But,
oh man, I tell you, that week I spent there, I was there for 1 week. I thought I was going to lose my mind.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I was in Pittsburgh and then Columbia, Maryland, so it's just more civilized. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But the comment I wanted to make was, did I hear correct? You extended your contract? 2 years?
Yes, right.
Great. That's the only reason I would continue to live in Florida. Not that I couldn't listen to you on the internet, but I'm not a computer guy. During those hours in the day, I'm a working guy,
I would agree the Neil Rogers Show is probably the only valid thing about living in Florida, unless you're a beach person. If you're into the ocean and getting skin cancer, that's another thing.
That is no joke. I try to explain to people and turn a lot of people on to you. But, the whole Howard thing, who gives a crap? But I'm glad to hear you're staying around for a couple extra years. That's great, Neil.
I like the money, man. That's all I want. Just give me the money.
I don't blame you. Take care, pal.
Have a great year, Pally. Thanks. We topped 800, George. You of Little Faith. It's 801 now.
I was just being adversarial.
No, you weren't. You're just being a pain in the ass.
That's what I mean.
So many people out there like you. People don't want friendly, boring. Like I was talking before about Sandy Payton. People don't want that Bill Vines. I think he died, Bill Vines. I don't know. He was kind of a boring guy anyway. I mean, he's the guy that put Sandy Payton and Bill Smith on IOD, and you wonder about boring? Oh, my God. Woo-wee, man. With all due respect to my former boss, my good friend Sid Levin, who was good buddies with Bill Smith. You ever hear Bill Smith on the air?
No.
He made Joe Zagacki sound like a Mexican jumping bean. That's how coma-inducing he was. He made Dave Van Boring sound like Mel Allen, sound like Bob Prince, sound like Joe Bowen. How's the Leafs? By the way, the Leafs are undefeated. Go Leafs, go, eh? Yeah, you know the interesting thing? Nobody really cares anymore that much. You know, it's just I mean, they got to keep the chatter going because they got to fill a lot of airtime, like on Leafs TV and some of these sports channels here. Nobody really cares. You know, we can live without hockey. And once the players discover that in the players' union, well, guess what? I think they're going to come running back, eh? An average of 1.3 million. Even George and Josh might settle for that. 1.3. Speaking of how much you're making, did you earn less than $50,000 last year? Well, if your answer is yes, then it's definitely time for a career change. Stop being a schlepper. Pick up the phone and call Fast Train today at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. Fast Train can have you trained and ready for a great new, high-paying career in as little as just 4 easy months. Fast Train offers high-demand, high-pay career training. If you like computers and you ever thought about becoming a computer network professional, call Fast Train. This is the easy way to get the training you need at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN. The demand for computer professionals right now is at an all-time high, and Fast Train, like I said, can have you trained and ready for that great new career in as little as 4 months. Put some money in your pocket. Get yourself a real life and a real career with training at Fast Train. They've got locations in Kendall, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Pembroke Pines. Fast Train offers job placement, financial aid for those who qualify, too. And they have day, evening, and weekend classes, too. They're forming right now. So call today toll-free and change your life forever. Call Fast Train at 1-866-FAST-TRAIN.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Rockin' chair and out the cracker, and multi-millionaire who's been and rockin'. So why should anyone care to Clark had a stroke? A happy white guy with fried and shiny teeth who took payola like a common thief and let him go, but instead of Alan Freed, Clark had a stroke. He's the oldest teenage icon of radio and had a stroke. He's a wealthy, miserly mouser, Clark had a stroke. He must have had to pick the check up for dinner and he had a stroke. Now that's why he sounds just like Terry Shiver. It may be dying, but he will never leave. They're gonna ice him like freezer meat and then revive him just for New Year's Eve. Clark had a stroke. You know, he might just go back to host the pyramid. Stars like Joanne or Lita Michael Chicklets. All of a sudden, like her coming out with London, Dick Clark had a stroke.
Some of the highlights of 2004, Reggie White croaked and Dick Clark had a stroke, right? And Dick Clark had 2 strokes, by the way.
Did he?
Too bad I didn't bring my National Enquirer from Florida up with me. I'm not going to go out and buy it again. But come to find out, he had a second, much more debilitating stroke after the first one. And for those of us who discovered what a piece of crap, walking excrement, grave-robbing turd burger that he really is from Fahrenheit 9/11. Oh, no, it wasn't Fahrenheit 9/11. Was it? No, it was Bowling for Columbine.
Right.
Am I right?
I think.
Yeah, it was about that woman who was doing working in a Detroit suburb there in the shopping mall. Right?
Right.
So anyway, he had a second stroke that leaves him partially paralyzed and he can't walk and he can barely speak, etc. and so on, which is why he wasn't on New Year's Eve. Don't buy this baloney about, well, you know, he's still recuperating. Yeah, right. Don't think you're going to see him no more. 824 votes on our poll. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern next Monday on QAM? We got to get to 900 by 1:30. You think we can do that? To have a shot at 1,000 by 2. That's my own extrapolation.
You can do it.
We can do it if you folks get on the horn and get with it. Here's a fax that says, Neil God, you're the most powerful G-damn man in the world. Nobody riffs them better. George did a great job, but the reason for the drop in the polling numbers is that you haven't threatened to put George on for the rest of the month. Yes, I have. It says, I voted on the poll immediately for thank God you're on 10-2. Yeah, we did even worse than that. We threatened to put George again. I'll tell you what. We'll put the big O on. How do you like that?
Rock
there
solid.
You go. We'll put Jeff Rimmer on to talk hockey the rest of the month if we don't get to 1,000 votes by 2 o'clock. How do you like that? We'll be doing hockey shows 3 days a week starting in February if you don't get with it. Think that'll do it?
No.
And then it says here, thank you very, 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 very much for renewing your contract. Do you remember Mr. T If I introduce my ex-wife to Mr. T, can yell at her. See, what, do you understand what this
No,
is?
I did not.
C-U-N-T muzzle top. I have no idea what that means. I haven't got a clue. Mr. T. We got Mr. G, who should only rot in hell. We got Mr. T. We got Mr. Z. Don't forget Mr. Z.
Who?
From the racetrack, Mr. Z.
Never met him.
He is the walking reason why so many people despise New York. Mr. Z. No, you never, just kiss the ground, you never met him. He makes the guy with the eyes seem like Santa Claus. 829. They're creeping and crawling, man. They're not coming in clumps like we need to, you know, like the votes that Kerry needed in Ohio. He needed to get big clumps, and he couldn't do it. Especially when they kept throwing his votes out in Cleveland, you know, he couldn't get the big clumps he needed. Nice campaign, by the way, John. WQAM, hello.
Hi, what am I voting for?
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying you're voting, right? We're taking a survey?
Yeah, we're taking a survey. Who do you like?
What's the question?
USC or Oklahoma?
No question. Oklahoma.
Okay. 5670560. Now, who wouldn't want to get paid to do this, right?
Right.
Seriously. I mean, we talk to so many rocket scientists every day, some of the brightest, some of the most articulate. And the other thing of it is, they're always telling me that George gets the intellectual callers. In fact, yesterday morning before the show, George,
You make that up.
George was telling me, no, I don't make that up. That's what they make it up. They tell me that you get the more intellectual callers. Because I'm dumb. I'm just a dumb common slob. And you're like a bookworm, man. You know crap.
Right.
You know a lot of stuff.
Sure.
And that's why you got all those intellectuals last week. Well, what do you expect to get around holiday time? Who's sitting around calling talk shows at Christmas and New Year's? The most chronic, low-life, no-life losers who ever
I have no life.
crawled around on a globe. 835. We're not going to make 900 by 1:30. I'm getting really bummed now. Get on the phone to Joe Zagacki. WQAM, hello.
Bring Ray Lucas back.
WQAM, hello.
I was just called the loser. How are you?
Okay.
Listen, if this guy, the default, comes over, does he bring the Paulie man with him?
Yeah, Paulie Man is part of the package, yeah.
And did you ever
And
know?
then he has to go on Saturday again and trade out the station, hoard the station again with those trade outs. And also, he has to do at least one show a month from the engine.
Engine killer.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice Paulie man's it sounds just like Bullwinkle?
Yes.
All right, that's all.
Same person. Thank you. 5670560, pound 560 on the Verizon and Singular Wireless line. A lot of changes for the new year, man. A lot of surprises. Oh, and also I was reading Jim Sarney now, who knew nothing about any of the stuff involving. You know, Sarney, you blew the whole story, okay? The big story was Armando what is his name? Salgaro? I don't know what his name is. Salgaro in the Herald. Jim Sarney missed the whole thing. So Jicka had the story about Stern, and the Herald had the story about the Dolphins. But between the two papers, they can't seem to get her. I just don't understand what passes for journalism in South Florida. I'll use that expression very loosely. Then I'm reading Sarney and come to find out that ESPN Radio is carrying Nick Saban's press conference, his introductory Dolphin head coach press conference at 2 today. Are we carrying that? Do we know? Because Clarence, made a yuck with me before that we had a Nick Saban press conference, but not during 10 to 2, so they couldn't interfere with the show. I should have had that in the contract, too. Next time we have to carry one of those stupid sports press conferences that they have to keep the pot open so whatever sounds I play in the back go on the air. At least that makes it entertaining, okay? That was a disgrace when we had the Dave Wannstedt farewell press conference, when the Wannstedt era came to an abrupt end, when he got fired, when he resigned. WQAM, hello.
Hey, yeah.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, Pally.
I want to tell you something. You talking about the tsunami yesterday? Where's a safe place to go? I'm going to the dump on Sample Road. It's got to be about 10, 15 stories high.
Yeah, okay. Have a good time. 5670560. Let's see, what do we got? We got 900 yet? 853. No. This is going to be tough, man. I think this is going to be the toughest assignment we've ever had. Anytime we've ever gotten close to 1,000 votes on the poll, I think we've always made it, haven't we?
Right, we have. Every time.
We've had some squeakers that went right down to the last couple of minutes. We got 36 minutes, and we need 146 people to vote on that poll. And it's a very crucial, life and death poll, isn't it? Isn't it important?
No.
Well, we think it is. 854. Let's see, 146, and we got 35 minutes now. So that's like, what, 3 votes a minute? Four. Isn't it?
I'll take your word for it.
Well, that should be easy. That should be like falling off a log, man.
That's numbers are a foreign language to me.
No sweat. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Neil, clarify something for me.
Yeah. Well, that's his call waiting, I think.
No.
Wasn't it?
Was that a hang-up?
That was not a hang-up.
Trust
He just
me.
got sliced off by Bell Southern. Maybe it was the Reverend Jones' boyfriend, okay? Maybe he was busy again.
Rectum.
WQAM, hello. Not there. Well, they're busy voting now. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say one thing, man. All you guys, not you personally, but whatever QAM is getting, you guys deserve it. Because you guys are shuffling the board like no one else.
Yeah.
Okay? So Big O and Geldy and Mo, you guys deserve all these slime bags, okay? That's what I think. And you guys have a young guy, Curtis, out there, and he doesn't even get any time. And no one is even mentioning Curtis.
I mentioned him this morning. George, didn't I say to you when you were talking about 2 to 4 before the show, I mentioned Curtis right off the bat. He does a good job.
Yeah, he's a young guy that you guys been grooming. Why not put him out there, you know?
There you go. Certainly beats Joe Zagacki, man.
Yeah, I agree with you, Neil. I really think the guy's got a talent, and you guys been grooming him, and he's...
And I'll tell you another thing. He knows what he's talking about. He knows his sports.
That's another thing. A couple of people that you guys mentioned don't know too much about sports, including Defoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All he knows about is engines. Okay, have a great day, Pally, and plunging his guts out. One thing about me, I can't stand those gamblers. By the way, I got time to get to Woodbine? 27 after 1. Let's see. How are we doing? 8:63. We need 137 and 33 minutes. That's like 400. Yeah, just about 4 a minute. Well, we got to get frantic, fantastic response in there in the last 33 minutes of the show. You think we can do it?
No.
Can it happen?
No.
Is there any chance, huh?
No.
Why do you say that?
Well, there's a chance, but, you know.
You want to hear Joe Zagacki on this show the rest of the month for a whole month of January? By the time we come back, we're going to owe points. We'll be in a minus column.
I'm not going to hear it.
See, if you would have listened to Howard in the morning, he'd have been more successful. He would have stayed on QAM. It's your fault. Resolve yourself to a better night's sleep in 2005 by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. You know, nothing's got a bigger impact on your daily health, the way you feel and your productivity, than a good night's sleep. And you can get one tonight, and a good night's sleep, too, from Dial Mattress by calling 1-800-MATTRESS right now. If your mattress is more than 10 years old, or maybe you're noticing that it's saggy or lumpy, it's time for a new one. Choose from a complete line of the top names in the world. They got Sealy and Simmons and Serta, King Coil, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns and Foster Hewitt. And Dial Mattress takes same-day orders all day long from Kendall to Stewart, Palm Beach to Fort Myers. And you still get to pick that date and 2-hour delivery window when you want that mattress delivered, when it's convenient for you, when your ass is going to be in the house. And they're mighty proud of their 99.7% on-time delivery record, too. Dial Mattress won the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch Award for Excellence. For years, I've been a satisfied Dial Mattress customer, and I guarantee you will be, too. So instead of wasting your time, money, and effort in those bedding and department stores paying for their big overhead, do the smart thing. Just sit on your fat ass, make one easy call, and they'll be knocking on your door whenever you want. 1-800-MATTRESS, or log on to their website, mattress.com. Dial a Mattress, 1-800-MATTRES.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560.
Neil, God.
You were a kid. You took Flintstones vitamins to make sure you'd grow up big and strong. But today, big and strong isn't good enough anymore. That's why you need to give your kids Flintstones Chewable Steroids, the non-vitamin with the extra punch. Ask yourself, what do my kids need most? Healthy, balanced nutrition, or a lethal muscle mass that makes them feel like they can crush anything in their path? Flintstones Chewable Steroids come in great-tasting flavors like Fred Flintsteindione, Bam Bandrolone, and Oxendinodrine. With Flintstones Chewable Steroids, your kids will love their new bulk and striated muscle tissue. And it'll be years before they even care about their ever-shrinking genitalia. And what little girl wouldn't want to be the first in her brownie troop to have her own goatee?
God, crap. Mom, we're out of Barbasol.
What, dear?
I said, Mom, we're out of Barbasol.
Make your kid a Flintstones Chewable Steroids kid. 10 million strong and bulging.
132, 894 votes. We got a shot. We didn't make it quite to 900 by 1:30, but we're like on the edge of it. We're on the precipice of greatness. We could get to 1,000 by 2 o'clock with 106 more to go, right?
We can do it.
We can do it. You can do it, okay? Hop on it, man. When in doubt, hop on it. Now, Radio and Records, finally on their website, got wind of this. Howard Stern loses Miami affiliate. Better late than ever, boys. It says this time it's Beasley Broadcast Group sports talker, WQAM Miami, that's cutting loose the Sirius satellite radio-bound king of all media. Boy, do they kiss his ass or what? Stern will be replaced in Morning Drive by local host Hank Goldberg, who moves to Wake Ups from Afternoon Drive. It's the second time in less than a year that Stearns found himself without a home on the Miami radio dial. I can't imagine why. I can't imagine what local agent provocateur is responsible for that. He was dropped from WBGG-FM early last year in the wake of the FCC's stepped-up indecency enforcement, and he was in the Miami market until being picked up. Was missing in action in the market until being picked up by QM last August. No word yet on who'll replace Goldberg in an afternoon drive at the station, like 4 to 7. Jim Mandich, we believe, unless, of course, he's going to fly the coop and go. See, that would be really something. If Mad Dog went over there, if they had the little dog and the big dog, and the small dog and the large dog, living large.
All the dogs.
I say let's send Defoe over there. You notice they haven't hired him yet.
No, they haven't.
Have they?
Nothing.
And, of course, he's looking, man. He is just, oh, brother, from what I hear. That's just a rumor, of course. How about that we got that story on about Al-Zarqawi? Wasn't that something yesterday?
Way to scoop him.
Yeah. Scooped him by like 23 hours. We scooped the mainstream media with a story that American forces have captured the unctuous Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, that slimeball, that scum bucket.
And there hasn't been a death since.
Yeah. That's what you think. They're dying over there like flies. But it's for a good cause, though. Keep that in mind.
Right. It's worth it.
It's well worth it. Freedom's on the march. Yes. Oh, we need one more for 900. What do you got on yours? Because we don't always coordinate here. Not always mix and match.
Oh, I got error. Page cannot be displayed.
902. Well, that's because they're leaning on it.
902.
They're hopping on it. They're leaning on it. What's your take on the Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern situation on QAM next Monday, January 10? I'm thrilled Neil will be back to 10 to 2. 276, 30.5%. I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway, 164. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil, 131. I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank Sports Nerd fan, 116. I'm pissed off. I'm through with QAM 80. Pissed off. Bye-bye. As John McLaughlin would say, bye-bye. I'll still listen to Stern on the Buzz, 68. Hank blows, I won't listen, only 67. That's in last place, so that's a good sign. You know what I'm saying? That's a very good sign. Line 9, QAM, hello.
Hey, where's that?
WQAM, hello.
Neil, I've got it.
You got it?
Yes.
Don't pass it around.
Mo and Hank in the morning, and Defoe and Suds in the afternoon. It can't miss.
You're right. Mo and Hank, man, that ain't going to happen, I guarantee you that. You talk about a great hate. Wow.
I'd listen to that, though.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting, I'll guarantee you that. Wow. People would tune in from miles around to hear Hank greet Mo every morning.
Hey, stupid.
WQAM, hello.
Neil, I think you should go on as Howard Stern in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for your brilliant call. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello, Neil?
Yes.
Oh, I'm out here. I'd love you to death. I'm a triple threat.
Triple threat?
Yes, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian and I'm a police officer.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
Wow.
God. And I love you to death. I've listened to you for years. I wouldn't
Thank
miss you
goodness
for
for you.
anything.
Where do you hang out? Where do you work?
I work for BSO in Hollywood.
Oh, the BS. Oh, man.
Oh, man. We think the world of you, Neil.
Well, say
Hang
hi
in
to
there.
the possum. I mean, Ken Jenny. Be sure and give him a big kiss on the forehead for us.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's a big target.
Yeah, sure. You bet he is.
Have a great New Year.
Thanks.
See ya. How do you like that? A BS lady. That's like one lady in each day in 2 days in a row. That's almost a record,
That's our
right?
quota.
I don't understand what that's all about. Well, I think when we do the screen list that they don't have time for that. They might break their nails with the redial. 5670560, pound 560 on a Verizon singular wireless line. Are we going to make it? What do you say? What do you say, Josh?
No.
913. Now they're starting to chunk up a little bit, you know? And I'll tell you some really good news. I've dodged the bullet.
Oh, good.
Well, can't you tell? 916. No, can't you hear it?
I can hear it, but, it
I
might be
talked
the drug.
my way through it. No, because there's no more rasp. No more rasp. I think my Ionic Breeze Quadra did it for me.
Did you lick it?
Well, you ought to see the schmutz when you clean those things out. You ought to see the schmutz in there. Then you would believe. Maybe for your birthday next year, instead of cash, I'll buy you one of those.
No, thanks.
In fact, for Josh, why don't you buy Josh one instead of that big TV you were going to buy that you can't afford now?
No.
Don't want it, huh? Makes a breeze between your knees. WQAM, hello.
Up a little bit, yeah.
QAM.
Some really good news.
Going once with the radio turned up pretty loud in the background. Going twice. Too late. WQAM, hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather listen to Alan Burke than Hank in the morning. Please.
Really? Even in his present state. Burke in the
Exactly.
box.
Just drop his casket right up there in the studio. Get rid of Hank. He smells. Goodbye.
Okay.
That was funny.
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, don't you think? Well, I shouldn't say that. Do you?
No, I don't think. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Happy New Year, Neil.
Another lady. That's 2 out of 4. I can't believe it.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
Well, and I'm even in West Palm.
Wow.
Listen, I'd rather listen to no radio. I only have ears for you.
Good for you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, sweetheart. Have a happy.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow. What is going on over here,
It's
huh?
an outpouring.
Man, oh man, it's the old Licky Ticky time. We just heard from Ricky Ticky a while ago, and now it's Licky Ticky. This is great. And take a look at that poll. We're going to make it, you'll see. Ye of little faith. You always do that. I think you're just playing, you're just psyching the audience out. You're playing with their mind. Although I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. What do you got?
9:27. I think it could happen.
9:29. We need 71 in 21 minutes. It doesn't take a genius to figure out. That's like 3.5, right?
Right.
We still got our work cut out for us. 929. So if you want to hear the Sheik every day for the rest of the month, we're going to bring the Sheik in. I'm tired of threatening with these other people. Don't seem to be working too well. Of course, they probably know who they don't know the Sheik.
Come on, Neil, you can do better than that.
Yeah, there he is.
Come on, Neil, you can do better than that. Come on, Neil, you can do better than that. Come on, Neil, you can do better than that.
Yeah, the Sheik. Hear the Sheik shriek. He was Steve Nichols' idea of a great talent. In fact, what did he say? He was Neil without the drops.
Neil without the drops, yeah.
Neil without the drops.
Sounds just like him.
Yeah. 21 till 2 at 560 WQAM, the world famous. Now, did anybody tell us whether we're having a press conference at 2? Are we carrying the Nick Saban press conference, the former coach of Michigan State and LSU?
Nobody told us.
Oh. Hey, right now it's time to talk about Acceptance Capital Mortgage and everyone's main man, Anthony Caliendo. Whether you're buying a new house or refinancing, looking to get cash out, or just paying down your debt, Acceptance Capital Mortgage will show you the way to get it done. Acceptance Capital specializes in just about any situation under the sun. They'll get it done where others can't. 100% financing, option arms, new construction loans, investor and commercial properties, they do it all. Check out Acceptance Capital's stress-free mortgage payment program. Pick from 4 payment coupons based on your financial situation for that month with the Pick-a-Pay program. No income verification is even necessary. And your credit score doesn't determine your approval like all other programs, because at Acceptance Capital Mortgage they realize that sometimes bad things happen to good people, especially when they work at QAM. In most cases you can pull out cash, pay off all your debts, and still pay less for your mortgage payment every month. So call Anthony Caliendo at Acceptance Capital today and find out why he really is everyone's main man. That's Acceptance Capital Mortgage. Call him right now, toll free if you need some cash. 1-888-483-LOAN. That's 1-888-483-LOAN.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Yeah, let's use him as a thread, man. We'll bring Druzy out if you don't watch it.
Come on, everybody.
Yo, look here, man.
We gonna play a game.
Say what?
We be flipping scripts around, and he find out to be the name.
Yo, what you talking about?
You take a funky dope word
Boy.
and bust some skills to make it rhyme.
Gotta bust some skills.
Check out what I've been kicking.
What you talking about?
You have it down in no time.
Show up.
Skeezer. Skeezer. Let me do homie. Homie. Yo, this be Anthony. Anthony. Who's that hoe? Ho. You be boning. Now try your luck with Buck. Buck.
I think we got it licked, man. Speaking of licky. 958 votes. We got 15 minutes to get like 40. What do we got? 42 more, right? That's less than 3 a minute, right?
We can do that.
And we've been operating at a higher rate than that because the people are frantic that we're going to put Drew Michaels on every day for the next 3 months if they don't get to 1,000. 5670560. Now, tomorrow, just the first hour, I don't want to drag that whole thing on because there just aren't that many names. There aren't that many names. We'll find out who this crowd would like to have on noon to 2. Noon to 2. 2 to 4, right? We'll just do that for an hour. Because Stern is bailing out about 10:15 every day now, so we'll have, or maybe to 11:30. Because how many names have we got? And I'm not talking about Rick and Suds. They're not putting Rick and Suds on between 2 and 4, okay? Trust me when I tell you. Is there even any point putting that on there?
No.
Of course not. To be honest with you, our management don't even know who the hell Rick and Suds are, much less have any intention of putting them on. WQAM, hello.
Bring back Joey.
Yeah, bring back Joey. That's a good idea. WQAM, hello.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Howard Stern fan. I just want to let you know that the real Howard Stern fans don't even listen to 560 anymore because you can't understand a word that they're saying.
Then how come you're listening right now?
Because he's not on. It's already over. But during the morning, you put on the buzz, so it's useless anyway. I stopped listening a long time ago, so it's not going to affect me anyway.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks. We're glad you're listening right now, whatever he just said. Do you have any idea what he just said?
He's saying that the Stern fans don't listen to Stern on this station.
Oh, I see. Well, he was kind of like mumbling a little bit. Maybe he had like a little lunch in his mouth. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine.
Your friend up here in Orlando that's been listening to you since 1990.
All
Been trying to call you since you went on vacation. I'm sure I'll forget something. You used to listen to that real radio with all the archives and stuff.
Right.
They had something with WMYQ on there with your pal Johnny Dark. It might be new. I haven't heard it. I mean, I have now, but I recently found it. And before you were in Miami, you were in Sarasota, correct?
Before I was in Miami, I was in West Palm at WJNO.
But you did work in Sarasota?
Oh, yeah, WSPB, which is no longer that. I don't know what it is now. It's like a classical AM station or something.
You remember WYND?
Sure, I worked there for a month. Bud Paxton owned it. I worked for a month, and I never got paid.
That's why I was calling. There was some guy, when you used to have the Bird on, and he worked up here in Cocoa area at WRKT.
Right, that is correct.
There was a guy on there. He worked in Orlando. He worked at RKT. He went by the name Pepper Lip Sync.
Pepper Lip Sync, yeah.
You remember him?
No, I never heard of him.
His
Have
real
a
name.
great day, pal. Nice hearing from you. 567. Why is it that the people in Orlando and Tampa who listen to us are such radio groupies? I guess probably the answer to that is because they're radio groupies. I mean, that's a good guy. Sorry to cut you off there, pal, but I was starting to get comatose myself. And I want to stay wide awake so we can celebrate our 1,000 votes on the poll. Josh Cordes is going to be impressed when we hit that 1,000 mark. We haven't done this in quite a while, have we, during the show?
No, not in a while.
I think you write it down on the chalkboard in the back there. We keep track of these.
The first time of the new year.
Yeah, first time in 2005. We got 975. We need 25 more votes in 12 minutes. That's only two a minute. Even George can figure that out, right? Huh? Why are you so bad with numbers?
It's my thing.
You got your thing. Everybody's got their thing, and George's thing is he knows nothing from numbers. I'm a genius when it comes to that.
Right.
In fact, I was looking through all that stuff. I told you that box that my mother had with all those clippings. There was a letter from the mayor of Canandaigua, New York, congratulating me on being chosen for the National Honor Society.
Well, congratulations.
Credit to the community I was. Of course, back in that day, he didn't realize I was a faggot. But, no, seriously, it was all these things that she kept, that she hung on to. It was tragic, really sad. You know what? I think there's a message in the box for Mom. You know what she was trying to say?
I have no life.
Right. I guess parents do that, huh?
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they stage things just so they can click things out.
So it appears that they're really interested and concerned and involved when, in the meantime, they couldn't give a crap less. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Now, her problem was she gave too much of a crap, but not the right kind, not the kind that she desired to give. Boy, maybe if Josh would have introduced Mom to that bacon and egg sandwich, he might be still around today, you know, the one he had yesterday, the one that sent him racing down the hall. That thing you talked about, the wax paper this morning with Fat Boy, that kind of like leaves a lump in my throat.
You're the one that brought him up.
Oh, God.
I was just talking about the paper.
Even Josh Darrow there went racing. Clarence went racing out of the room when you started that crap. That Cut Right. Isn't that what it is? It's a brand name. From being a kid, I remember Cut Right wax paper. Well, people don't use wax paper anymore.
Yeah, they
do. Do they?
Sure. Why not?
Get out of here. People use saran wrap. They use tinfoil. Nobody uses wax paper anymore. You get waxy buildup, man. 980 I got. I'm just killing some time here. I want to make sure we get to this 1,000. I don't want these people screwing off and leaving us hanging a little bit short. 988 in the Sunshine State. It's going to be great. We got only a dozen to go. We can do that with our eyes closed. Give it a shot. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil Young.
Yes, sir.
Neil Young.
Neil Young.
I got one for you.
Yep.
I've been trying to get a hold of you for the longest time.
Here I am.
Wow, what a delay. Anyway,
yeah, don't listen to that delay, man. It'll drive you nuts. Especially
I got
now
a
that we
question
cranked
for
it
you.
up to 8 minutes.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Robin Quivers?
Robin Quivers, yes.
That's it. That's the question.
Yes, Robin Quivers, and that's why she sounds like that, right, when she's doing the news. Wow, he's been trying to get a hold of me for the longest time to find out if Robin Quivers and what does Don know.
You're listening to Neil Rogers
exclusively on 560 QAM.
I want you to take your head out of your own ass.
Okay.
Oh, geez, oily, and old. Looks like the Quaker Oats guy. Smells from the body roll mold. Barbara Bush has body down and eyes full of her ice popped out. It happened when she realized she raised more criminal clout. Barbara Bush has Marty Feldman eyes. And she's nasty, old and crafty, and she raised more plays than Nazis. She's atrocious and takes some bricks to anyone who says they want no voice. Walks like she's carrying a bowling ball between her thighs and has Marty Feldman eyes. She's having me to score, as if she's always surprised. She's wiggle when she talks. Barbara Bush has Marty Feldman eyes. She gave us George Bush and Jeb Bush, not to mention Bill and Robin Bush. Filthy rich and fat, and smells just like the magic sauce on a Big Mac. Barbara Bush resembles Ernest Borgnine on a bad day with Marty Feldman eyes.
155. She does smell like the special sauce on the Big Mac. We did it. We got over 1,000, like David Sampson would say. We did it.
Oh!
And you were worried about it. 1,014.
No, not really.
Just coasting on into the finish line, like Secretariat winning the Belmont Stakes by, what was it, 35 lengths? We did it. What's your take on Hank Goldberg replacing Howard Stern on WQAM? That starts next Monday, January the 10th. Be sure and tell everybody about it, because this cheap-ass outfit sure isn't going to promote it. I'm thrilled. Neil will be back to 10 to 2, 323. Almost 32%. That kept inching up there a little bit. And you want to know why?
Why?
Well, because as the show goes on, it gets closer, further away from 10 and closer to 2. So we have more of our people and fewer of Stern's people. You see that?
Right.
I don't care. Don't listen before Neil anyway, 181. I'm pissed, but I'll still listen to Neil, 149. That didn't sound like a kiss. It sounded like something obscene, actually.
Yeah, it did.
I'm thrilled. I'm a Hank sports nerd, sports fan, 121. I'm pissed off. I'm through with QAM, 86. Bye-bye, you guys suck. I'm through. And I can understand them. We keep teasing and teasing and teasing and, holding out the bone and then pulling it, yanking it away. I'll still listen to Stern on the bus, 77. Hank blows and I won't listen at all, 77 out of 1,014 votes. Not too shabby. And for those who may have missed the earlier excitement, let's see, the Dolphins, it looks like, are going to ESPN Radio, but it's not official yet, but it looks like that. But we got Hank the Humper in the morning. We got him re-upped. We have no idea what we're doing between 5 and 7 in the morning, which it better not be Sporting News Radio. That'll be one of the biggest, most egregious mistakes in the history of broadcasting, even worse than putting on Scott Farrell and following up with Howard Stern. And then between 2 and 4 in the afternoon, we'll find out tomorrow with our audience, right, what you want. And then whatever you want, we'll do the opposite. That's the way it generally seems to work, right?
Here, yeah.
Whatever makes sense, whatever the audience wants. See, one thing radio people want, listeners and TV viewers, you know what the word is?
Consistency?
That's the word. That is exactly the word. It's just like when you're making like a ganache. Isn't that what they call it?
Who calls it?
The chocolate stuff. Isn't that what they call ganache? Like when they melt
down
chocolate?
the stuff on the outside, right.
Right. And you have to keep checking the consistency. That's what people want, is they know it like at a certain time they're going to turn on, and they're going to hear whoever the hell it is. Pretty much at a certain time. They want to know at 7 o'clock at night they're going to turn on Channel 10 and watch Wheel of Fortune, right?
Right.
Instead of like maybe, but we don't do that at QAM. We keep like moving it all around, like just to try to keep you on your toes. Maybe it's like an endurance contest, because I know working here sure is. And people will say, well, gee, if they treat you people so poorly and so badly and so shabbily, why did you just re-up for 2 more years? I did it for one reason. You want to know what that is?
Oh, I know the reason.
No, you don't.
Okay.
What do you think it is?
Money?
No.
Okay.
To piss off Matty Bell.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed it.
That's the endurance contest. To piss off Matty Bell. And I had you written into the contract, which will really piss him off, because now he can't get you fired. How's that?
Sounds brutal.
Yeah. So there you go, Maddie Bell. Okay, there's a special. In fact, somebody was telling me that over the weekend. There's a special place in hell for a guy named Maddie Bell.
That
and boy, won't that be swell?
Like a song.
Oh God, we'll all run around just like Quasimodo. We'll ring the bell when Maddie Bell rhymes Bronx in hell. We really will. Anyway, that's going to do it now. Are we carrying that press conference with Nick Saban?
We are, yeah.
We will be carrying the press conference. Nick Saban, you're a new head coach of the Miami Dolphins, who sure ain't no New England Patriots, but nevertheless, who the hell is? When you got those Jewish quarterbacks and you got that A.J. Touchy-Feely who's always feeling and touching because he's always got, like, aches and pains. He's aching and paining over there. But you got Nick Saban, who can't be all bad because he coached at a real school where they really know how to do it. Michigan State. I'm not talking about winning football games. I'm talking about getting laid.
Bye. Our Scott Show. Neil Rogers and Sports around the clock. WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
If it wasn't for Suds, there'd be no show. There'd be no show. There'd be no show.
Rock
If it
solid.
wasn't for Suds, there'd be no show. No
Rock
show.
solid.
No show.